you're talking about.
But to me, today, you could quit everything. I would quit everything but the show, but that's up to you. And focus on being healthy. Commit to going to a psychiatrist 4 times a week. Opening up, as painful as it is, and as much as you don't want to go, just force yourself to go. Say, this is something I need to do. Because I guarantee you, my friend, I mean, not my friend, but our coworker. Bro.
No. We won't even be that in January.
I guarantee you, when you're in Italy or living with monks or whatever it is you think you're going to be doing that's going to dry you out, you're going to be the same Artie Lang.
Let me tell you, Artie, while we were on the air, at NBC, I was having a nervous breakdown.
Right.
And I started therapy, and I would go to therapy before the show. And there were days I walked out of the therapist's office and I said, I don't think I can work today.
Well, you know, doing this show is a sacrifice, too, because of the schedule. And I'm being honest with you. After 6 years, I am not willing to make that sacrifice anymore.
Yeah, well,
I'm not willing. I want to
see.
I want to see the whole Super Bowl for the first time in 6 years. I know that sounds dumb, but
no,
I want to go out on a Tuesday night, maybe. And listen, I'm not saying I would never leave here like some sort of pompous jerk and say, oh, I'm going to do this and that. And if I would fully, any project I did after this in show business would probably fail.
When did you come to this conclusion?
About a month ago. I went to go see this doctor. And I mean, he scared the living out of me. This happened to me at Mad TV, too. Some guy told me, you know, I had a physical. And, you know, I don't know. I haven't been able to figure out a balance of this schedule and living healthy and I don't know, man. I really, Howard, I feel like I'm going to just drop
Artie, even right now, I was on the phone last night with a guy who's coming to New York to detox me.
Why?
Because I feel very unhealthy.
Right. Well,
but I don't think about quitting my job. I think about, all right, how do I get healthy in my life?
Well, he has a different attitude toward the job, and it's not the wrong attitude.
I don't have disrespect for this job.
No, I don't say disrespect.
When I first got this gig, some friends of mine, comics, said, Art, that's the greatest job of all time. I give you 3 weeks. And I said, listen, because of the schedule. And I said, listen, guys, you're wrong. I said, this ain't the Z Morning Zoo. I'm on, you know, the classic show of our lifetime here. It's going to lead to other things. I'm going to have fun. I'm in New York. And, you know, I made it work for 6 years. And now it's very hard. I have to sit down and look at and assess my life, which has been in shambles forever.
What's the longest time you've been straight?
What, sir?
What's the longest?
Let me get rid of this guy.
Yeah,
CK,
really.
You're on the air. Go ahead.
Artie thinks my relationship is gone.
But Robin, so you're saying I'm trying to avoid those things.
The guy clearly needs to leave and find out what that's like. CK, go ahead. You're on the air. Really, he needs to find out.
But what I know about life is that your life is not different when you leave here. You're still a mess.
Well, he's got to go prove that to himself.
But we're different people, though, Robin. And maybe,
no, you're not.
You're not any different. CK, everything you've done.
That wasn't a racial comment, by the way.
Everything you've been involved with has involved addiction. So it's not this show. When you were doing Mad TV, there was addiction. When you were doing movies, there was addiction.
When is that going to stop? When is that
Never, not quitting your job.
If this job, which was like a dream job to me, and all this money I'm making...
It's not going to stop unless you go to therapy. And you can go to therapy and still work.
Yes, because you're looking for something outside of yourself to make you stop. You have to stop.
You think if you stop working, it's going to be some kind of revelation.
No, not altogether. I think if I take I need more than 2 weeks. I need a 6-month thing where whatever the fuck it is, and then if I come back...
How do you know it's 6 months?
He makes pronouncements.
Right.
CK, you're on the air.
Maybe it's a month. Maybe it's 2. I don't know.
Yes, CK.
Find out that you have diabetes, or that you are like on the verge of having diabetes?
Yes.
Is that what you found out?
On the well, my father was a diabetic, and I found out I'm on the verge of it.
Aren't you? But didn't he test your blood, John Hine?
There's all different types of diabetes.
If you're over 140, and you have that test done like twice within a month, you have diabetes.
The doctor took blood tests on me. You know what I mean? It's like it's
real stuff.
He did the whole thing that I haven't done in a while, and you know, it scared me. And I said, well, look, ever since I've been an adult, whatever the it is, you say it all the time. I haven't dealt with this stuff with my father properly, and you know what? You're right. I went to a shrink at Mad TV because they forced me to, or they were going to throw me in jail or fire me. And I saw the guy 2 times. He was a pill pusher, and I took the pill, and I kept going. Right. Eventually, I went back to drugs and drinking. It's like a horrible cycle.
Right.
And after 6 years of doing this, you know,
There might be time for a break.
I don't know. I don't want to die.
You know what, Art?
I don't want to drop dead. I mean, if I drop dead, I'll try to do it on the air.
Yeah. No, but Art.
That's nice of you.
Art, I hear what you're saying. No hard feelings. Whatever you decide is good with me. I've always said that to you.
That's what we said. Now we're feeling well.
I know you didn't think I was sincere, but when I said you're my bro, you are. And the fact is, if you need 6 months to go do your thing, you go do it. And I'm just suggesting to you that
Do not wait.
before you throw this away, you have to realize the pain in your life is never going to change whether you're working or not, or even this schedule. This schedule, by
it's
some
not getting
standards,
up early.
is not so bad.
Right.
Believe me, I've worked
Well,
worse.
it keeps a structure, but I don't know. I haven't been able to. See, what I do is, and again, the money I made on a sitcom is one thing, and I realize there's not that kind of money in radio.
That's right.
But to live the kind of lifestyle I'm used to, I have to go on the road.
Right.
And I don't know, between the road and this, I am just burnt the out. And I know that if the longer I stay here, the more they're going to throw these gigs at me, and it's hard to say no a lot of the time. And I don't know. I got to get the out of this vacuum I'm in. It's like stuff is falling by the wayside. Dana came and went. I don't know. I'm like a hurricane, and all these things are in my wake. I don't know how to get out.
Well, that's how it feels to you.
Yeah.
And I think that if you got help, you wouldn't feel that way. But listen, I'm sad to hear you say
I'll
you're
say
leaving.
one thing.
I'm sad to hear you say you're leaving, but I understand.
I haven't given the shrink a full try.
Right. Why would you wait until January to start getting better if you're in that bad a shape?
I don't know. To me, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel, maybe. It's something to work for. I don't know.
And maybe by January you'll feel differently.
Yeah, but at the same time, I didn't know. I was going to give it till the July vacation and really think about it, and then, at least give you guys a few months' notice and shit, which is right. But I don't know.
I'm sad to hear you say you're going to be leaving.
This has been. I can't take this.
I said it.
I'm quitting too.
I might have said it too prematurely.
Well, I'm sad to hear you say it, but at the same
nobody even
point,
takes me seriously.
I need help.
I certainly understand it.
I need to.
And I wish you'd get the help now and stay with the show, but that's something you got to feel.
Well,
to continue in pain.
So you'd suggest going to a shrink in the afternoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
3 times a week.
I gotta
maybe
tell
he'll help me balance the schedule.
Can I tell you one thing
No, it's
about?
not about balancing the schedule, Artie.
Can I tell you something, Art?
Yeah.
Like today, I have an appointment with the shrink. And I actually got plans to get out of town. Now, by waiting around for the shrink means I got to go sit through fucking traffic afterwards. And I was about to cancel. And something inside me said, don't cancel, because I hate going. I hate it to this day. I've been going 10 years. I hate going. I fucking hate going to the shrink. But I know when I'm done, I feel better. And it helps me manage the shit in my life.
Right.
Now, I can't compare my shit to your shit. Whatever your shit is your shit.
Everybody reacts. Everybody's got shit.
But I've had a gun in my mouth 2 times in my life.
Really?
So the fact of the matter, that's right.
What?
And the fact of the matter is, that's right. So the fact of the matter is that everybody has their own shit. And the fact of the matter is that I know if I don't go, it's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for the people in my life who I love and all that
mentally
stuff.
But you see, you've clearly figured out a way to be physically healthy with this schedule.
Well, I wasn't always.
Yeah, but he didn't take 6 months off to do it. That's what we're saying.
I know. Well, I mean, then the sacrifice you make to be healthy and everything, I can't imagine how crazy your fucking day is.
But you must hear me on this. If you were at a shrink now and you said to me, hey, Howard, I came to a conclusion with the shrink, when I was sitting there.
It's something I should discuss with you.
The radio thing isn't making me happy, or it's just too much. And you know what? Maybe I even want to go out to Hollywood again, or I want to maybe work in New York doing something different. I'd say, okay. I'd say okay anyway, even if you don't go to the shrink. I mean, what am I going to say? I mean, I'm sad. I love working with you. I would love to finish out as much time as I can with you here.
But nothing has made me happy. You know what I mean? Like, I've tried all these things.
Understood. So let's say you even went to therapy and it didn't work for you.
Right.
Then that's another issue. But the only thing I know is it helped me, and we're not the same people. I know that.
Right.
But it did help me feel more connected to the people in my life, and it made me feel even more connected to people I work with. That's why I think...
Even though you don't see it.
Yeah, actually, that's when it blew my mind this morning, because I actually do feel connected to you. And maybe I don't express it perfectly, but I do feel that way, and I do care about you.
Too. I never said I didn't feel connected.
No, I know. So, and I really didn't mean you any harm. But the fact of the matter is, I know deep down in my heart that no matter what the surroundings are, whatever you think, like I always think, oh, if I lived in Canada on a farm, or
right, every time I'm on vacation, I think if I didn't have to work, boy, would I be happy.
Then I'd be happy.
Right, well,
and you might be right. That work might be a lot of stress, and you might have enough you money to say, I don't need to work this many hours. And that's legitimate. And you know what? You should leave then. And it'll be sad and all that, but, we had a bunch of good years, and so be it, and you'll come back and visit every once in a while.
And we'll do a
hopefully.
Special on you.
That's right. But the fact of the matter is, I'm recommending to you,
at least
as
see
a friend,
shrink.
at least see the shrink in a serious way. Get a really good name,
and
go see the guy. And
I'm sure the guy you gave me is a good name.
I hear great things about him.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know the man, but I know the guy who recommended him.
Yeah,
the guy who recommended him is a solid psychiatrist who's a real caring guy. And the fact of the matter is that, then you could make a decision at least. But I'm going to tell you something. If you go to this therapy, it's ball-busting, heart-wrenching. It's. I
know. I mean, I'm not thrilled with that.
It's horrible. Every time you're there, you're like, I could be doing so many other things. But something keeps drawing me back because I know it's the right thing to do for my kids, to do for, Beth, for whoever, even for the people I work with.
But also, Artie, if you have to go away every time life gets complicated, you'll never be in your life.
Well, you see, but I haven't done that. I've lived. I felt like this before, but I didn't have enough money to really feel like I could do it.
Yeah, but my point is,
and I made myself stay in.
You have to learn to solve problems in your life, not out of your life.
Right. Yeah, I know. Well, listen, I haven't been able to do that yet. I don't know.
That's because you haven't asked for the proper help either.
Well,
you've only tried to do it. You know what they say? Your best thinking got you here. You've heard that before.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's depressing.
Listen, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people on the phone who want to chime in. I'm not even going to let them.
No.
But look,
I don't care. I'm telling you,
I
wasn't going to say anything until July because it's not in my head made up, and I do have that guy's number actually.
Good. I hope you call. That's it. Let's leave it at that. I can't do anything about you missing the Yankees-Red Sox game, and I understand that.
No, that's just like a symbol in my head. I'm going like, well, I spend a lot of money on these tickets. It's like I can't even go to a fucking game.
That's right.
It plays jokes on you. Like, oh, what is it? Is it worth it? Is the work worth it if I can't enjoy the things I enjoy? And then you start thinking, well,
you know what's funny?
How do I get out of this rut?
I used to think that at NBC.
Right.
And then once I even got fired, I had clarity. I went, why did I get so worked up? I could have easily done this, and it's weird.
Easily done what? Worked within their parameters?
No,
or?
I could have figured out how to make it more enjoyable while I was there.
Right.
I don't think I could have avoided being fired. That would have happened inevitably, but I didn't need to have all the angst and the just.
Right. I'm filled with
it. And
I
think that angst doesn't go away just because you have the change of scenery. Even if you quit working and you put yourself on a farm.
Right.
There's been that Larry Sanders show had a great episode. Larry figured if he went to Montana and retired, he was happy.
Right.
He lasted 3 days.
I know. I love that episode. I get it. I know.
Yeah. But anyway, listen, you'll come to the right conclusion. Either way, and you have the full support of me.
No, I know.
No matter what you decide to do.
And look, nobody springs something on me. I knew the
Right.
schedule getting into this, and it was a blast. And
Right.
I just slowly but surely fell into this black hole of health. And I woke up one day, I'm 300 pounds. I can barely move, and mentally I'm a mess.
It didn't happen in one day.
Yeah, I know.
And Art, you know what? I'll suggest to you this: if you separate yourself out, you're on satellite radio. We're having a blast. You're doing your thing.
Creatively, it's great.
So
but you gotta say that's the only thread that keeps me from madness. The fact that I can go home and go, you know what? I was funny today. You know what I mean? Like I earned my paycheck. The show was funny or whatever the.
But it could be that you decide, and rightly so. By the way, it's your decision. January comes around, you give me some notice, let me know, and we'll have a good farewell party, and that'll be it.
See, that's why
I will miss you.
You see, that's why it's scary to me to leave this to go to some other creative venture, because God forbid.
You're miserable.
I don't have the creative satisfaction, and
Right.
it's all this That's what I was going through for a while. At Mad TV, there were good sketches, but there were bad ones, man. And a week where I hated the sketch, man, that was like, now I have nothing to fall back on. Now there's no redeeming quality about the situation. Right. I don't think I'm being funny. I'm miserable where I am. Like, at least here, I go home and I go, I'm part of something special. It's unique, and it was funny. And I can argue in my head that now that's what makes me go on.
You've always been a guy who's not afraid to take chances. You left a doc, and you went out in show business, and you will do well even outside of this show. I know you will. You've got talent.
Maybe money-wise, but not creatively.
Money-wise, and I think you'll
it's
find
hard
something.
to get this atmosphere anywhere in comedy. You can't do it,
But you make your decision and you decide. But I'm just talking about your happiness. That ain't going to change. I don't give a what venue you're in. I don't care if you're working in a deli or if you just stop working and sit home.
You'll still be Artie.
You're still going to be Artie.
You know what happened to me? I got spoiled, too. For 2 years, I had the exact opposite situation I'm in now, and I was the healthiest physically of my life. I didn't like the show I was doing. I thought I would watch it every, the Norm Show. For 2 years, I was making $35,000 a week. I had a convertible, I had a tan. I'd get up at 11 o'clock. I'd throw you guys on. I'd go over Mulholland Drive. I'd have an omelet. I'd go to work. I'd read the script. We'd tape it, get a paycheck, go to a party, maybe have with a broad that's out of my league. And the show would come on, and my aunts would love it because they're hearing fake laughter and Artie's getting laughs. But creatively, it was empty. And Normal say the same thing. He lost his way with that because it wasn't as funny as his stand-up and also. Here it's the direct opposite. Here it's the funniest thing ever, and I'm proud of the work. But my God, the schedule with the stand-up is. And look, the other thing is, if I do stay, I got to bite the bullet financially a little bit and at least cut the stand-up in half, like directly, boom, because that's killing me. The traveling and the getting back on a Sunday, getting off the plane, and I can't do that anymore.
No,
and I'm going to be 40. That's the other soul-searching thing. Like in October, I'll be 40, and that for some reason, 30 didn't bother me. 35, 40's with my head a little bit.
Right.
And
I understand.
It's a lot of going on, and the Norm Show, I look good. But I wasn't being funny. Here I look like shit, but I'm getting laughs.
Well, maybe you can do both. Maybe you get laughs and look good.
I miss that. That sitcom lifestyle's hard. You miss it. But,
I know. This is not an easy lifestyle. This is not. So we'll see what happens. Listen, but I say while you're in this much pain and worried about your health.
Right.
I'm just saying maybe therapy. I don't know. Maybe there's some other answer.
Yeah, maybe you start now so that you really are clear in January what you want to do.
But I promise you guys, and this is a testament to all you, the only thing that keeps me from total madness is the fact that I'm part of a show that is great. It's a great, legendary show, and that makes me sane, and it gets me to sleep. If I didn't have that,
definitely leave it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, it's going to be great if I drop dead, Robin. I don't want. What am I going to do?
And if you decide to work in a deli, please no mayo on my sandwich.
Yeah, I was going to say, let
fit.
us know. We'll come.
It'll be a great deli.
And if I ask for extra butter, don't let it swim in butter.
I'm not going to be working anywhere near food.
I got to take a break. You need a break.
Wow, I'm leaving. I can't take this show today.
Yeah.
It's been too emotional. Too much has gone on.
Well, how about a little excerpt from the letter? Whenever I fantasize about fat men...
Is that what it says?
They're usually Italian, and the majority of my boyfriends have been Italian. Unfortunately, only one has gained weight, and it wasn't for me or my fetish.
All right. Go ahead.
I mean, don't you think when a chick says she has a fetish...
Who cares? You're getting laid.
You make it sound like
I don't know. I'm nuts. If someone had a fetish for big-nosed pelicans, as you say, I'd be happy to f*** her.
I live with my dad, and I kind of take care of him. He thinks we're pretty similar, and we drink, her and her dad, I guess. A lot is in capitalization.
Okay.
She's trying to sell herself.
And I usually drink and get crazy. I get stopped by people all the time telling me how much I look like Lindsay Lohan, and actually I've been mistaken for her a few times. But I drink more and get into more trouble than she does. Uh-oh. Lindsay Lohan without the money.
Sorry, I thought it was Kismet.
I think if Artie and I went out once that we'd hit it off. I like to cook. He likes to eat. I get off on it. Then we'll drink until we need to be wheeled back to our hotel room.
Yeah. Now tell me what's bad about it. Again, if this sounds
She's
like
the perfect influence.
If this sounds like punishment.
A party.
I don't know. I thought the girl might be fun.
I don't know. She says she has I don't want to be known that I can only get my chicks who have fetishes.
No one knows that.
Who
this is
said
just
that?
one chick who wanted you. Sorry.
I have a really hard time finding a decent boyfriend that won't lie to me and will do my fat fetish in bed. I have this fetish where I'm immensely aroused by fat men.
Yeah. That's right. She is.
But what if I'm trying to lose weight? It would be like a,
Look, dude,
So
you're not going to marry her.
at a certain point.
Right. I mean, she's looking for a good time. She drinks and wants to fuck. I don't know.
I'm 20 and I'm working as a stripper for culinary school. All right, well, all right.
I
mean, the fetish.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry you're a fetish. Believe me, I'm a fetish too.
Oh, what fetish are you?
Pelican. You told me this morning when you were berating me because I'm an evil person. All right, look. From one evil person to another. Just calm down over there.
This has been one of those days.
I really want to go home. I'm sick of this whole day.
This has been one of those days.
Awful day.
What is it, Sonny?
Hey, bro. Yeah, don't go anywhere, Robin. This is the best fucking show you've probably ever done. And this is so great. And Doug, please, I don't want to see fucking Joe Piscopo for the Daily Show. I want to see Howard and Artie killing each other.
You'll see. I got teary-eyed this morning. Artie just got teary-eyed. I'm telling you, when Artie told me I wasn't his bro, it really hit me.
I know.
You did not get teary.
Oh,
No,
I did.
he was hurt.
I was hurt.
Howard.
You punched me hard
him.
today.
That
Can I
hurt
ask
him.
one thing, Artie? You've sort of...
And Gary, line up David Tell, please, on the phone. And Greg Fitzsimmons.
That's the other. There's 100 guys that my time is over here.
Artie.
I've told every story I got.
Excuse me.
I've done every impression I have.
Excuse me. Let me just say this. I remember when we were just having people sit over there in that chair, and we all came together at one point, and it was like, it's so much fun when Artie's here.
That's right.
So
those days are gone.
Gary, please make sure Bob Levy doesn't bother me after this.
Would going away for a month,
Poor
Artie,
Bob. We love you, Bob.
Why don't we take bets right now?
Yeah.
Who's going to be... Artie said he's leaving, but he hasn't decided for sure. Somebody's going to fucking call me, for real.
Right.
who's
Bob
the
Levy.
first person to call?
First person is Bob Levy.
Jackie!
It would come full circle.
I wanted $5 million.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you finished out your career with Jackie right here?
No, I won't be here. I'll quit with you, Artie.
No, Robin,
I'm not taking that anymore. I had enough of that.
Artie!
I just killed Shirley. I saw him running in the door. Get away. Ron Zimmerman. F*** you. It's my door. Get him. Artie sucks.
Ron Zimmerman.
Please, everybody, just calm down. I see a window of opportunity. I hated the schedule too. I was wrong. I love it now. I want to get up early, please.
Artie can't take the schedule.
That's it. It's the stand-up. The stand-ups would function. Hey, I gotta get rid of that.
No stand-up for me. I hate it. I hate it. Good job. I'm down to $50 a gig. I'm working bachelor parties, please. I can't
4th of July is my Christmas.
You're my bro. You can call me bro. I'm your bro.
That's the other thing. It's such a high being the comic on the show and doing 3,000 seaters. Like to go back to opening for a guy at the Funny Bone.
Artie, I'm still doing 3,000 seaters. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Leave.
You'll be fine. When can I come back?
I love it. I was going insane. Now I'm on the beach. I'm so happy. I'm a different man. I'm thin. I've got a metal detector. I'm so skinny.
You got a metal detector. Maybe I should talk to Jackie.
I got a metal detector. I found a can. I found a can from 1942. It's an old Pabst Blue Ribbon.
My wife with me. It's great.
Yeah. I love how this turned into bashing Jackie.
The guys are saying that they want to pull Artie's roast of Jackie, where Artie got up and said, I couldn't get up early. Wah!
Hey, I can't get up early either.
Hey, look, it was a roast.
I could see Artie and Jackie sitting on that jetty together, just, saying about...
Oh, yeah.
No, the jetty's fine. No, please don't convince Artie.
Artie, break the jetty.
Artie, I swear, you want to hear my life now? I get up some days, I do stand-up, I play to 3,000-4,000 people, and then I just go home and relax.
Right.
I invented a joke box since I left.
I got a joke box, Master Junior.
In my spare time, I get people to come to Vegas to go to a condo.
Yeah, Artie, here's a joke, Master Junior. Take it to Italy with you. Go ahead. You try out. I'm trying out.
I've got a joke master that is Swiss.
Go try out, Artie. Go try out.
Poor Jackie.
I tried out. I didn't drink. I'm a lot of fun.
At least, at least I got no wife to leave me.
It's great. I was at home alone, stare at the wall. It's so good. He's so relaxed. I blank out my whole mind.
Nancy's beautiful. I love her.
I finally have all my shit together.
I love her.
It's great. Oh, I wish the phone would ring. Telling you.
Artie, would leaving for a month do anything for you?
Yes.
6 months.
6 months. You need 6 months.
Dude, you know what? You make a good point. I don't know. Maybe the other thing is maybe I'll go out to Europe and, you know, the heroin's great there.
What the hell are you going Europe?
Go to Marseille.
You're
You're going to Marseille. I'll stop by Burgundy
going?
and see you.
Where are you going?
I got distant relatives in Altoville outside of Naples. They live in a mud hut.
Right, okay.
You'll last a day.
They're not looking for you. They're looking to get here.
You'll get out of Italy faster than Robin got out of India.
If I show up there, my relatives, I got pictures of them. They got no teeth. They live in a mud hut. They're going to be like, when are you handing out the lira,
That's
Cousin Artie?
right.
I gotta go. I gotta go buy an alarm clock. Oh, 2 alarm clocks. I don't want to be late for work. Oh, I'm gonna get a new chair.
The hotel didn't give me my wake-up call.
Get me some finger cuts. They need me. Oh. All right, listen, we got to take a break. Artie, I wish you luck with whatever you do. And we'll be back right after these words. Please.
Well, Artie was really upset that we had the... Artie is a huge part of my enjoyment coming to work. Just Artie being there. He's the, like... I would feel a huge emptiness without him here. It's like when I worked at a... I don't know, any job you work at, like if you work at a 7-Eleven or a McDonald's, there's always some people that just, as much as, you know, people might give you shit and the job sucks and you get grease burns on your arms and everything, there's always someone there that makes you feel really good about being there, about coming in, and Artie is that guy. So I was just feeling horrible, thinking that he might leave, and now it sounds like he's definitely thinking about leaving.
What do you think of that decision? Tell me what you think about a decision to leave the show in order to mentally, you know, become more stable.
Well, rather than just leaving completely, which I don't think. I mean, I don't think it. I think what he could do successful doing tons of things, but I don't think it has to be all or nothing. Which a lot of us here are all or nothing type people. I think he probably could work out something. Can I take off 3 months and then come back? And I think that could be a great thing for him. It could be great for the show, and then decide. I don't think it has to be all or nothing. And I think he's looking at it as an all or nothing thing right now.
Talk to me about his plan to leave in 6 months. Whether you think that's a good idea or just your whole take on it.
Oh, goodness. Look, if you can't get your life together, going away to Europe for 6 months is not going to help you get it together. So you go away to Europe, you get it straightened out, and now everything's perfect, and you come back and start working again. Don't you think it's going to get all up again? Of course, because you don't know how to do it unless you have 6 months off. So that's not the way to fix your life.
What do you suggest for Artie?
I suggest that Artie really sit down and take stock of himself and decide exactly what he wants to do. And what he really wants to do is get control of his life. And if you're gonna get control of your life, you have to put together a team that can help you. He's been trying to do everything on his own. He's never been very successful at that, but he keeps trying. The point is now that you have to realize you need some help. And you go find the people who can help you, and then you commit to getting the work done.
You know, Robin mentioned she heard something on a wrap-up show, and it escalated to a big argument about, you know, me being upset about a segment yesterday, and it got out of hand, and what can I do, man? I regret it. Howard's a great man. He's a good friend of mine, and I argue with my friends a lot. It's a habit I have, and I regret everything I say, but those arguments were never on tape. This is on tape. It sucks, but it's another therapy-filled day on the Howard Stern show.
Now, you know, with you mentioned a possible plan to leave in January. What do you think the chances are now that you sort of dropped that bomb on the show?
I don't know. I gotta see how I feel. It would just be for me to get healthy in my head. That's it. Because I love everybody here. It wouldn't be like a bitter thing, me leaving. I have to try to get at peace with myself.
Why should you?
I know what happened with these. I know what happened with these two idiots.
Why
they
does
go to
Jon
these
Stewart
shows,
need to know
and
your
these fans pull them aside and go, "You guys should have an album. You guys should put out Rod, and you know."
What
And
do you
these
got?
two listen to him.
What do you got? A crystal ball in your
I
fucking
know
stomach?
exactly
You
what
don't know what the hell
happened.
you're
I know
talking.
exactly
You don't.
what
You
happened.
don't know anything about what the fans say on the road and how much I fucking stand up for you, fat idiot.
You don't know
because
shit.
they say that happens. They go, "How do you put up with Artie walking all over?" I go, "Artie's great at what he does." And
bullshit.
I challenge anybody that I talk to off the air at those stupid comedy shows how they rip you apart, and I defend
Richard,
you.
what do you want to
And I
do?
know I get it too. I know I get it too. I know I get it too on my end. I know when you go out there, fuck salads and ass.
They never even bring you up.
That's fine. But when they do bring you up, they bring you up in a negative way, and I defend your fat fucking hacky ass.
I don't care
Let me tell you another thing
about them or
your
you.
fuck stupid shows before Howard Stern. Nobody knew you. You sucked on Mad TV. You sucked on the Norm Show. Beer League sucks. It's fucking terrible.
Wow.
You know it.
Why
It was
are
a
you
flop. It went in 18 theaters. It made $250 in America. I can that out of my ass. Who are you to tell me about
18
comedy
theaters,
and what people tell me off the air? You have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
You know, they
And
got you
carry
aside and
yourself-
said, they got you aside and said,
and don't
"Oh,
carry
you guys should have an
yourself.
album.
Where were you?
You guys should put out an album with those
Chris
phony
Rock.
phone calls."
Where were you for the past 10 years? You were a third-rate middle. You were in Arizona doing the wagon wheel shit.
what do you know about?
And you were a stockbroker.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't carry myself like I'm the living legend of comedy.
You're a
and
dick.
you think he does.
And neither
He's
do
been
I.
milking. He's
Why
been
are
milking.
you-
You're a
Mr. Whiskey talking
weirdo.
for
You're a
years.
weirdo, Sal. You're a weirdo.
Go to New Jersey and rip off the fans again New Year's Eve with the same act you did last year, cocksucker.
You're a weirdo. It was in Philly.
Wow,
You
that
are
was
so
He wants to go head-to-head. I'm going head-to-head. What's the
Sal,
fuck?
everything you're
jealous.
saying doesn't make any sense. You're jealous, and it's
I am
oozing
not,
out of you.
I am not jealous of you. I put up with your bull. I always praise you, but you always got to tear me. So you want
That's
to tear
not
me?
true.
I'll tear you.
I try to
You
pull
wanna
you
tear
aside.
me?
I try to pull you aside all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I try to pull you aside all the time to help you out.
Give
Who
me a
gave you
fucking
$5
break.
grand after you
Take it
fell off
back.
the
I'll
stage
give it
and
back
finally
to you.
got a
That
laugh?
was the worst amount of money. I'd rather take it from Hitler than take it from you. If I could give you that money back, I'd give it back to you.
You don't know what country Hitler was from, you
cut checks
dickhead.
to win over the audience. Oh, you make the world aware of how generous you are because you're so insecure. Oh, I took JD to Vegas. I'm going to get him late. Oh, I cut salad checks.
It's a
I don't
bit for
want
the air.
I don't want
You brought up when I paid you.
I don't want your monetary sympathy to win over people because you don't have the ability or the confidence to do it on your
The
own.
ability.
So you.
The ability or the
You
confidence.
are out of
Sal,
line.
go yourself, Sal. Sal, go yourself. And if you want to meet me downstairs later, I will beat the shit out of you.
That's a great
I will beat the shit out of you, and then I'll go your gay kids in the ass.
Suck my dick, you asshole.
I hope your kids die of AIDS.
Alice, you had a good week last week. Even though you lost, you maintained first place.
Yeah, but what makes it so bad? The Broncos, they won, but they had to measure with the punch, right?
Right.
Oh, I keep winning those. I keep getting those games that kick asses.
Yeah, you're picking winners. You just got to be able to beat the spread. That's the problem.
Okay, so this week, like example, if I pick my favorite team again, they have to win more than 4.5.
All right. Well, who do you pick?
Broncos again. I love them because they're so tough.
Artie, what is the spread on the Broncos?
The Broncos are giving 4.5 points to the Browns.
I got it made.
And that's the dumbest pick I've ever heard, you asshole.
How you get through that door every day? You get green through the door, you fat
Good pick again. Hey, I wanted to compliment you, though. I saw you in a movie. You were great as Idi Amin. You were great as Idi Amin in that movie. You should get an Oscar, you fat
You're a punk ass.
You're a fucking fat piece of shit.
Last week. I said, look at this. And you know what?
The Broncos. Why don't you
Get me exercise to get angry.
Yeah, if you win 25 grand, you could feed yourself for a day.
So to me, you are a puncher bag to me, fat fuck.
No, you're a fat loser.
You know what? You think I'm fat, you fat
You're enormous. You're obese.
You never was skinny.
I saw a picture of you.
You fat faggot.
Where did you see a picture of Alice?
I saw a picture of her on MySpace.
He's so ugly and fat.
No, I saw your MySpace account.
Every woman
It broke the computer screen.
And what happened to Pretty Blue, Mrs. Blue yesterday, I almost threw up in my mouth with that fat son bitch putting his nasty tongue down her throat. I felt sorry for Miss Blue kissing that big spanking ass junkie.
Who wants to kiss you? When's the last time you were kissed by something breathing?
You so ugly, you just junk. You know,
I'm jealous of you ugly motherfucker.
some beautiful people on the street.
You're enormous, you're crazy and ugly. You're an enormous crazy woman. You fat, enormous Idi Amin Dada.
Ugly bitch mama's ugly like you, your ass skin.
Fucking Forrest Whitaker looking motherfucker. You look like fucking. You look like Fat Albert. You're Fat Alice.
You junkie.
Hey, it's Fat Alice.
So much. That's why you laugh so much. You high on drugs right now. You fat nasty. Look at it. You sound just like your twin.
Fat Alice.
That's what you sound like. Just like that.
You suck. Go pick another loser. You won your last game. You're guessing. You're fucking.
Suck on a dick.
Where's the Bronco? They didn't win about that point.
I feel like Miller Gibson.
Bronco got you by 4
point.
You enormous, obese blob. You look like the Grimace.
You look like everything that you say.
You look like the Grimace on
like,
the McDonald's commercials.
Junkie.
All right, well, you two are never going to get along.
I hate that motherfucker.
Nah, you, Fat Alice.
I felt sorry with Mr. Blue,
yeah.
That tone
like a school building on Saturday. No class.
Cigarette smeller, heavy drinking, cocksucker.
Now, what do you do?
Hey, you know what? Go use
You
a
look
needle
like you eat
fat.
cigarettes.
Use a needle. Because you still on drugs anyway, you fat
yeah.
You still on drugs while you giggle like a little girl. Funny, you fat bitch.
All right, Alice. Well,
Alice,
I'm sorry.
Now, this is getting like you, ugly.
You know, you are ugly. You're right, you are
ugly. If I'm ugly, what are you?
You are ugly.
You're not even human.
You're about the ugliest motherfucker I ever seen on that show.
Oh, yeah?
Big, fat, and ugly. You can't get in and out of your car, you so goddamn
What do you look like? Who are you, Tyra Banks?
Nah, shut up, bitch. I want to fuck her. Now, how you like that? I want to eat in her pussy if I look at you and put my tongue down your filthy ass nasty throat.
Now, we have something in common. I'd rather eat out Tyra Banks than you as well.
I'd rather a woman than touch your stinking short dick ugly ass, you big blip.
I'd rather human before you.
I'm glad, because I don't want you to know what them with that short dick. Good. I'm glad you're anything and come my way, because I don't want your disease.
You look like Ruben Studdard. You look like Ruben Studdard before the diet.
Like her, Rosie. Rosa O'Donnell, you look like her without titties. Oh, you do have titties. You fucking fat bitch.
You know, you don't. This was a classy contest every year before you got involved. You're just bringing it in the gutter. Come here, start an argument every week. You. We're trying to have a nice football pool. You come in here and you yell shit every week. You fat, disgusting, obese, enormous blob. You. Fuck you and your Broncos. Shove your Broncos up your ass. You won your last game. You fat.
All right, you two. Come on. This is silly.
You look like a hill of feces with eyes.
Oh, my goodness.
You look like someone unloaded a bucket of shit.
Artie, you just went over the line. I mean, Alice, he just went over the line when he said you look like a pile of feces with eyes. That was ridiculous. He just said you look like a pile of feces with eyes. He went over the line on that one.
Talking about his mama.
You look as if someone stacked pieces of bricks and carved out 2 spaces for eyes.
You hate yourself. You look in the mirror at yourself.
You look like a shit pyramid.
That's what you look like, bitch. I love Mel Gibson. What's going to do about his fat
you and Mel Gibson.
No, I don't want to fuck you. Can I fuck your sister? Can I bury my face in your sister?
Now you've crossed the line.
There you go.
My sister doesn't date piles of shit.
Tell your sister come down the studio. I will bury my face.
Maybe you can find another. Maybe you can find a male pile of shit with eyes to date.
I will come nowhere near you. I will cut your throat, fat boy.
Yeah, try it. I have that on tape. That's a direct threat. I have that on tape. That's a direct threat, honey. You'll be back in the f***ing slammer.
Come on, fag.
Like the rest of your family.
I hate men because of a cocksucker like you. I hate men.
Try it. Come on up. Why don't you f***ing... Why don't you get a crowbar and somehow get out of the front door and get on a plane and get here? Why don't you grease up the front door and fucking sneak out? Turn sideways, see if you can get out the fucking door. Grease up the elevator, get in, and then somehow get on a plane that allows of shit with eyes in the cargo part. Fly to Newark and I'll beat the shit out of you. You are ruining the football pool, Alice. You have ruined everyone's day. Once again, we tried to have a nice week of football.
All right, thank you.
Oh, y'all have a good day. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye, Alice.
Bye, Alice. Bye, Alice.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Well, you two have a feud.
You think?
It's the great.
What is it, Brian?
You're engaging. It's all of you together.
Listen,
it's like a well-oiled machine. I love it.
Listen,
it's so much better than when he's sleeping.
I think like online things that we do here are stupid because probably 10 people vote. But I mean, how would he? And I would never bring this up, but I mean, 44% of the people call me their favorite, Pete. Yeah. You don't agree with that?
No, I understand.
4 out of 10 people said I was their favorite.
That, Artie.
You, Pete, you loser.
Yeah, I mean, Pete is a loser, and he admitted it, and he admitted to a gay act. I mean, let's face it. Pete, I hope you have AIDS from that gay act, and go with high-pitched Mike and die.
Pay for everything.
All right, Candace, Pete, thank you, and there is an informal discussion.
Yeah, you know, your IQ. I'm glad your father died. Go get another fucking wacky weed fucking joint and roll it and shove it up your ass.
Perfect now. F*** you, Pete.
Thank you, sweetie.
All right, Candace.
The girl's always on my side. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you, Pete.
I swear, if I
Pete, rent the Fiat if you have enough money, and drive the. Although with that car it'll take 10 hours. Come to New York and find me, and we'll have lunch and we'll talk about it. I would love to. I would love to talk to you about this issue.
I'd love to talk to you in person.
Oh, I would love to.
Oh, I'd love to.
Really? Well, drive to New York.
Knock you out.
Oh my God, dude!
Oh, yeah.
Dude, let me tell you something. You'd be in a sewer, decapitated before you said anything.
You challenged Benji to a fight in the beginning.
No, I didn't. When did I challenge Benji to a fight? That's your weed talking. That's your imaginary world that says you're a winner. That's the voice in your head saying, "Call the show because there's nothing else to do."
You're raised by women.
I was what?
You're raised by women, Artie.
Who were you raised by? Wolves, you jerk off? Oh, your father, I'm sure he was a winner. Your father raised a pothead who's a bartender. I get a ton of pussy and an ecstasy.
Did your father have a job, Pete?
What did your father do?
Successful guy.
Oh, yeah.
What did he do?
Got to be proud of you.
He's been a manager of an insurance company for years.
Wow, what an exciting life. Let me tell you something. Send your father here, too. Maybe he could bore me to death with his life.
That's what you're
Yeah, maybe your father could bore me to death with his life story of managing an insurance company.
You fucking meet me?
Yeah, sure I would. Okay, hitchhike to New York. Get a crayon and write a letter to Hertz and see if they'll send you a car for weed. See if you can walk into Hertz, okay? Get a crayon, learn how to spell some words, and fill out a Hertz rent-a-car application, and to see if they'll, give you a rental car for a bag of weed. Then drive it here to New York and come meet me, and we'll fight. And I'll shove your head in a sewer in the South Bronx and let 4 Puerto Ricans you in the ass after they sell you ecstasy at double the price. You're a fucking Pittsburgh asswipe. I'm gonna. You know what? Now I've overstated my quota for the morning. I'm done talking.
Yeah, quit talking.
Well, you caused it. You call up every day.
You exhausted him.
You call up every day with your loser voice, like I think Artie's. Howard and Beth, what if you and Beth got in a threesome? I got such a high IQ.
You can't con me.
I can't con you. Dude, a shiny object could con you. I can't.
Well, listen,
I could distract
Artie,
you with a nickel and then punch you in the face.
Pete and Artie really...
I guess they're not going to be friends.
You know.
Oh, no, I'll be friends with them. This is how half of my friends talk to me.
All right, Pete. Well, you've...
Call me. I got to go.
All right,
I know.
Thank you.
What do you got to go do? Is there a bar accepting applications in Pittsburgh at 6:22 a.m.?
Well, you must have frightened Pete. He hung up. I didn't hang up.
Of course he hung up.
All right.
Got no juice. Who's he, Albert Brooks? He's not going to take on me.
Albert Brooks. Marianne from Brooklyn. You're
I'll
on there.
take you on, Artie. Hey,
go ahead, Marianne. That's right. This is round 2.
I said how you made me laugh all day, and I wrote that on the computer. You made me pee. Now today you're saying, "Oh, Marion's got a beef with me."
I didn't say that. You started it.
Hang up with me, Artie. Big time hang up. Because you know what? You got to take it to
I
the
don't
next
have a hang up with you.
level.
You start with me. You start with me every time you call in.
You mentioned my name this morning. I wasn't even calling in, Artie. Go to the replay, Howard. You mentioned my name. And you know what, Artie? The audience is right. It's Howard's show, and you're overstepping. And you know what?
Oh, come on.
Listen, tell
What is
Howard
it, pick
can
on
make that.
Marianne, what is it, pick on Artie Day?
Yeah, what Marianne and Peter are picking on me. Let me go home and shoot myself.
Name today, Howard. I wasn't calling.
Coming up at 7 o'clock, Artie's heart attack.
Well, listen, wow, Marianne, I wrote on a computer.
Guess what, Artie?
I wrote on a computer.
Why don't you go suck it?
Why don't you go to Pittsburgh and suck Pete's cock? The two of you can move in a trailer and smoke weed all day. I hate you, cunt. I hate you, cunt. I hate you, cunt. The audience hated you and you're a dumb cunt. Go make some lasagna. That probably sucks. I guarantee your gravy sucks. Go
You think
fuck
she
yourself.
can't cook?
I guarantee her gravy sucks. And let me tell you something, Marianne from Brooklyn. You come over here and we'll talk too.
You're going to beat her up?
Beat up Marianne?
After Pete, I'll beat you. I would never touch a woman.
Why didn't you beat up Pete with Marianne's head?
I tell you what, Marianne could probably beat up Pete, first of all. And Marianne, listen, you're an Italian woman. I would never disrespect you, so I'm going to shut up. You could yell at me.
Well, you did call her the C word.
I know, but I take that back. Like every other Italian woman in my life, I'll let you yell at me, and then we can get to the first break, and I can have some peanut M&Ms.
Artie, you mentioned my name, and yes, I said how much you made me laugh. That's all. Let me defend myself.
All right. Thank you, Marianne.
I could care less if I make you laugh or not. Shut up.
Yourself, you big, fat, dirty pig, you.
Go call High Pitch Eric. You're best friends with High Pitch Eric and Jeff.
Your fucking dick in a blender, would you please?
Your dick in a blender.
Well, you bring up a good point. Mary,
use it anyway, Artie.
Your dick in a blender.
you make a good point.
I'll
Artie.
use it to shut you up. I'll shove it in your mouth. Come down here. I'll force you
You would
down.
force penis into her mouth to shut her up?
To shut her up, I would force anything in her mouth. I would do time to shut her up.
You would love every minute, Artie.
I guarantee you give a great blowjob. Anything that makes you not talk.
Artie brings up a good point, Marianne. You are best friends with High Pitch Eric. How do you feel?
I'm very unhappy, but I'm glad you said it, Howard. It's disturbing.
No, Artie said it. But anyway, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, I said it, Marianne.
Artie, I'm not best friends with him, but I wonder. I became friendly with him from the radio, and I wonder why he goes to this next level. And I saw him the other day after I did the Sirius radio. I bought him 2 slices of pizza, Artie, and a soda.
Did he show any remorse for this?
Absolutely not, Howard, and that's why I think there's something really wrong with him. I said, Eric, you think it's a joke, and it's not. It's very, very serious. So, Howard, he's not all there, and his family should take him to therapy or maybe be evaluated. You can laugh all you want, Artie, your family.
You know what? I wonder why he goes to this level. Because he's a disgusting slob. Why does he go to this level? That's a mystery to you?
Artie, you got f***ing hang-ups. Why do you go to your level? Why do you use heroin?
Well, because I'd rather forget about the fact that I know High Pitch Eric than remember I know him.
Yes.
Do I have another shot at the show? Because I'm planning a topic.
Now that you've had a show, you're going to plan a topic?
What's the topic? Your wedding to Pete in Pittsburgh?
And Fred, could you check the email? Did anybody like me at all? I mean,
no. We checked, no.
By the way, Artie, you've just been sentenced in England to 17 years in jail.
That's right.
For yelling at Pittsburgh Pete and Marianne.
With assault.
I'll gladly do the time.
Actually, he's on death row now.
Let's see how. Let's have a bet. Let's see how long Artie.
Thank you.
I can't gamble.
For like maybe 24 hours. Artie.
All right, Dominic Barber, go ahead.
Off, cunt cock.
Artie, what did you think? I mean, did your mind change as the segment went on, or were you just like, this is bullshit?
I think Bob Levy is basically Jeffrey Dahmer if you read a joke book.
Oh, my God.
And, I know that sounds a little harsh, but I love the guy. And you know, he gets out on the internet and stalks these women and throws out this web of deceit and sleaziness and hair dye and bad coke, whiskey, beer breath, cheap fucking Target shirts and coupons for Sizzler's 2-for-1 steak on a Wednesday. His $40,000 house just outside of Philly somehow has a built-in pool. I have no idea what the that looks like.
Came with the house.
His poor child who's being raised by a father who's just not there and a mother who hates being with the father. The father's in a basement that's damp. Clearly doesn't have the proper heat or air conditioning. Somehow he gets over to this disgusting, jizz-drenched, stinky, whiskey-sobbing computer board and types out, who's out there? Who's out there in f***ing virgin creep land that I can try to fuck with my web of grossness? And eventually he gets some takers, some poor women who have a background that's clearly troubling. This girl has father issues, so he's clearly a mad Irish drunk.
We don't know that.
She has dyed black hair. She's goth. She's like the fat gay guy's son on The Sopranos. She's probably in the gym shower several times. And she tells Levy this on the computer, and Levy goes, oh, it's perfect. Perfect. What do you like, honey? Do you like the Howard Stern show? She's like, yeah, I like the Howard Stern show. I'm a stripper. I'd love to get on. Whoa, I could get you on the Howard Stern show. How do you want to get on? I don't know. I kind of like big guys. Perfect. Say you like fat guys. Artie's a fuck, you know, Artie. Yeah. Say you like fat guys. I'll get you on the show. I'll drive you up there, and you give me a hand job, and you could say we'll get you in the studio, and I'll get there, and there'll be free food, and I'll take some free food home to feed my kid who hasn't eaten in a week because I cashed my check from Chuckles and Mineola to buy Coke from the guy on the LIE who sells the oranges. I'll pick you up. What's your address? Oh, okay, here's my address. Okay, how old are you? I'm 17. Say you're 20. And then Levy picks her up and plies her with drugs and gets her up here, and she's stoned out of her mind. And she goes, I like fat guys. Howard and Gary fall for it like the suckers that they are, and they get her in here, and she's in a bikini, and I'm giving her my number, and Levy's outside getting free crumpets for the family. And strategically, he made this on Cupcake Wednesday because he knew we'd have a lot of food out there that's free for him to stuff in his $3 leather jacket pocket. And this is what happened, John. You asked me what happened. This is what happened. This is where Jen came from. It's Levy's web of deceit that he throws out to the intranet and comes back with these poor, pale, scared women and who belong to Whiskey Dick's car clubs and Bourbon Street flop houses. And they come in here and pretend they like me just to get airtime, just to get plugs. It's insulting. I don't like her. I don't like Bob. And I'm insulted by the entire show. And the implication that because I might be slightly overweight, need to get laid through some sort of fetish contest. This is horrible. I'm dating several women. They're all nice. They're classy. They have jobs. And they're all above 20 years old. And none of them know Bob Levy.
Artie, I just want to say, not since Hal Holbrook did FDR on Broadway alone, have I seen a one-man play as riveting as yours.
I want to applaud. That was beautiful. Thank you.
But Artie...
People. Then the second set of people, of course, are Jason Kaplan and Scott DePace. And then the third set of people are J.D. and Jared.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's going to try to get them all together.
Oh, wow. That's a big... First of all, Jason and Scott DePace... There's such animosity there.
They're all full shows.
Yeah.
Wow. They don't look at each other. Howard, Jason has got the pace. It's gone from like wanting to kill each other to just pretending that neither one exists.
I'm not interested in this segment.
Let's pick one.
I told you, you're only allowed to promote TV shows on that speaker.
Yeah. And by the way, they never bring up, you know, we're not interested in that video caddy of yours, so don't bring that up anymore.
Okay.
Are you interested in the segment now?
Yeah.
Oh, how did Scott's thing go this weekend?
He was at the.
I'll get to that agenda.
Okay.
Believe me. Let me pick the agendas. Thank you. Which couple do we want to hear from most? I can't decide. Artie and High Pitch Mike.
I got to say Artie and High Pitch Mike.
That's the latest.
Because even the fact that Mike.
I like JD in that.
That's good, but the fact that Mike isn't even sure that he wants to be here makes that the most interesting pair to me.
All right.
It'll be a better show if he's not here, quite frankly.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
So, as a fan of the show, and as a friend of the show, and as the doctor for the show, I know that there have been contentious relationships. This is no surprise to anybody who's been listening. I'm here to try to intervene in more than one today, and to see if we can come to new understandings, deeper levels of understanding that respect the truth.
So some of these differences seem just irreconcilable. You're here to bridge these gaps today.
Absolutely. Listen, there are no differences that are irreconcilable. When you get down to the facts about what people are really arguing about, you find that you can make peace and come to understandings because the reasons they've been arguing often don't reflect the core of what they've been in conflicts about. If you can boil it down and open people's hearts, then you can have real meetings of the heart and mind. So that's what we're up to today. And this is the stuff, by the way, of Living the Truth, which I'm also here because livingthetruth.com starts today. So the guys were nice enough to have me come on for that.
Well, thank you, Dr. Keith. I wish you luck today.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right.
Very glad to be here. We're going to get real progress today.
Dr. Keith Abelow is here. There's a million things to talk about, but this was something I thought we should try to settle some feuds. Every once in a while, we try to do this.
We do have some internecine battles going on.
There he is. That's the guy, Dr. Keith Abelow.
Yeah.
He's helped us out in the past. Everything he tried to help us with failed, but yeah.
You and Beth are still together.
No, Beth and I are still together. In fact,
absolutely.
Dr. Abelow actually helped Artie for a while.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Abelow, how are you?
Artie. I'm good, Howard. How are you?
Have you seen Artie since for any follow-up sessions?
Well, you know, Artie's very sensitive to my disclosing whether he comes in for follow-up sessions.
Mm-hmm. Right, so you don't talk about that.
But if we had any, I'd let you know.
Right. What are you promoting? Paperback version of Living the Truth, huh?
Well, it's that and...
All right, we're going to bring in Kid Rock. How's that?
He's got a new album out. How's that?
How's that? When was the last time he was here?
Maybe 5 years ago.
That's what I said. Right? I think more like right in the beginning when we first came here.
Mm-hmm. Jeff the Drunk was here. They had a little bit of a little snippy exchange in the hallway. Actually.
That's right. That's right. I think that was like close to more like almost 6-7 years ago. Well, let's bring him in.
His new album is called Rebel Soul.
Rebel Soul?
You have a Rebel Soul patch right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You nut. Kid Rock, welcome back, sir.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm all right.
New album coming out right this way?
Yeah, 19th on Monday.
Rebel Soul.
Mm-hmm. Rebel Soul.
Right this way, sir.
It's weird. I'm way more sober and alert today than when I was younger on this show.
You used to do a little pregame before you came here.
I was actually a night game that just never started. It just never stopped, actually. It just flowed right into Howard.
So a more mature Kid Rock coming in today.
Yeah, I don't know.
Coffee instead of whiskey.
Might have a little Bailey's in here.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, Kid Rock. Haven't seen him in ages. When's the last time we had Kid Rock on, Robin? Look at him. Never ages, this guy. Look at him. Lives a healthy lifestyle. Actually, he doesn't live a healthy lifestyle. I don't understand how he doesn't age. How come you don't? What's the secret, my friend? Hold on, pussy. You're still a kid, that's why, because you're Kid Rock.
Right down here?
No, you're good. Because you're Kid Rock.
That's right. It's all in the name.
Kid.
It would look weird if you
What's
were
with
old.
the scruff?
Me?
Yeah.
Am I scruffy?
It's totally scruffy, 100%.
No shit.
That's your territory. What's he doing in
Hey, I ripped that off from you, man.
Right?
I like it. It's
You
a
got
good
your
look.
pink cowboy boots on, too? I mean...
Yeah, look. There they are, bro.
Hey.
That's it. Are you wearing cowboy boots now?
Sometimes.
It's really weird with your career because you've evolved into like a guy. Like when you first came on the scene, I thought you were a rapper.
Yeah, me too.
And then all of a sudden you became a singer, which I didn't think you were a singer. And then all of a sudden you prove to everyone you could sing. And then you put out country albums and
country songs, I guess.
Country songs.
Creative.
Fuck Sheryl Crow. It's crazy.
Hey, if you were me, you'd do the same thing.
Absolutely. I mean, why not? Look at you. Why are you worshipped so much in Michigan? Is it because you love Michigan so much? You love Detroit. You love where you live.
I think it's just something you put out there. You know, you give a lot of love, you get a lot back. I'm proud of where I come from, like I think most people are or should be.
I don't know. I'm
outside of
Why
LA.
are you proud of Detroit?
Yeah. Why are you? I lived in Detroit. I wasn't that proud of it.
I'm proud of our heritage, our history, the people that it holds. You know, the struggle and the tough times of kind of being a model for the things that we have to look out for, which way this country's going, and saying, you know, the human spirit's pretty resilient. When you get a lot of people together that care about something, you know, that's when change happens and you can start to move forward for the better. I
was surprised you weren't an Obama supporter because of his bailout of Detroit and helping the automotive industry.
Yeah.
I thought that would have swayed you to be simpatico with Obama, but you were very heavily into Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
And that didn't factor into the political discussion?
What I realize is you know, I came into this business with 2 middle fingers in the air, just, you know, pissing people off.
Right. Absolutely.
God damn, if I would have realized you could just be political and piss people off so much, I'd have done this shit a long time ago.
I mean, isn't it weird that, like, especially in show business, if you come out for Mitt Romney, suddenly you have to worry about losing fans and stuff.
Yep.
It's just a political opinion. And when you analyze it, most people don't know jack shit about politics anyway. Do we really know what's going on?
Me of all people.
Right.
Who the fuck is listening to me or Bruce Springsteen going, oh, that's the guy I'm voting for because they said they like him.
But fascinating, you actually met with Mitt Romney for, someone told me, like almost an hour. Like you had an hour meeting with him because you had agreed you would perform for him, you know, at one of his functions.
Well, I agreed to meet with him, and then the performing thing came after that.
I
didn't agree to do anything. You know, they asked me if they could use my song. I'm like, anybody can use my song.
You don't care. If Obama uses you, you're happy to have it out there.
Happy to have people listening to it. Exactly.
It's hard enough to get airplay now.
The only thing I said is I have this really raunchy song called "So Hot." I made a little joke out of it on my website. I said anybody who wants to use my song in politics can use them. That's why I made music, to get it out there to people. I go, but if Mitt Romney uses the song "So Hot," I will vote for him.
Yeah, right. Anybody who uses your song, you'll vote for. So who approaches who about? I'm fascinated by
a meeting?
this.
I'm not calling people for meetings.
Right. You're like, hey, you're just sitting in Detroit.
Hey, somebody get Mitt Romney on the phone. I want to talk to him.
Mitt Romney his people call you, and they say, hey, we'd like to meet with Kid Rock.
I'm like, no shit.
What does he call you? Does he call you Kid Rock?
I think
Mr.
Bobby.
Kid,
Bobby.
Mr. Rock?
Yeah. But how come I don't get to call you Bobby? Why?
Call me whatever you want. I've never put any stipulations on it.
One of the reasons I don't get together with you is I don't know what to call you. Like, if I got together with you socially, would I call you Kid? Would I call you Bobby? I don't even know what I would call you.
It wouldn't matter to me, Howard.
Are you sorry?
That's what's holding us back.
That's what's holding us back. That's it. All these years. I mean, hey, Kid. I don't know. So, no, I remember when you were married to Pam Anderson for the 5 minutes, and she would call you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they got married. How many times did you marry her?
4.
Wow.
You said...
I've said it a million times. Getting married's a fucking blast.
Right.
I've never had more fun than getting married.
Right.
Being married sucks ass.
Why did it suck ass, though? I mean,
she's Pam Anderson.
Well, I mean, looking
she's
back...
nuts. What do you mean? It met her.
I know.
There's no secret here.
But why didn't you see that ahead of time? You are a bright guy. You are. I mean, you know, people think, oh, he's a rock star. I don't know shit.
You've had a good piece of pussy before.
Yes.
Fucking.
Yeah, look at, we talked about General Petraeus. Who's more brilliant than him?
But you get so hypnotized, I guess. Yeah.
Of course.
But why do you wake up?
No secret to mankind.
But why do you wake up when you get married? In other words, before him, was she fooling you? Was she tricking you in a sense?
No, the honest to God thing was, I think I've said this before. I can't believe we're rehashing this, but whatever.
I know. I didn't plan on it.
I have nothing new on me. I haven't fucked up in a while.
Don't worry, I'll get to the bottom of what you've been up to. But
you know what was? It started to affect my son.
Yeah.
When I saw it affect him, then I'm like, I said I'm out.
You know,
that's the honest to God. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
That's why you're a good guy, because and I'll tell you a couple other reasons why I think you're a good guy. But you know, it's like you really were willing to put your son first, as opposed to this woman you married.
Sure.
And that ain't easy. Most guys are not going to get off that fun train.
It took me a minute. But thank God I did, you know.
How did it fuck your son up? Just because it was too wild a lifestyle? You needed to give him a more stable life?
It was just, you know, I don't want to go into the details because I think people's feelings will be hurt, and it's too old to rehash that.
Right.
But it was just, and it was culture shock for my son, too. Imagine, you know, he's in a small town in Michigan. I uproot him. He starts fucking high school at Malibu High School.
Oy vey.
Fucking, I might have told this story before, but it's such a funny one. I'll repeat it. It was like the first day I pick him up from school. And I mean, orientation was just a shit show. I was texting people. I'm like, dude, I'm sitting behind Kenny G at fucking orientation. I'm like, this is a fucking riot.
You're having a good time.
Oh, I'm like, this. I'm like, this is just so in outer
crazy.
space. I love it. But
Right.
so I pick him up the first day. He's all shook up. He's like, and I'm like, hey man, what's wrong, buddy? He's like, all these kids do here is ride skateboards and do drugs. And I go, hey, look at me. I go, hey. Stay off them fucking skateboards. Kind of lightened up the mood, you know. And
it is amazing.
And then another time, we're sitting there by the principal's office, and they have this thing that says "gay,"
right?
Not to be used as a derogatory term. This. It was like you know, sent from above. We looked at each other. And we both go, that sign's fucking gay.
Don't all the kids love him though? He's Kid Rock's son. I mean, come on, you're
the
a hero.
people that love me, he's probably got a good rapport with.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those guys that rides down the middle like a lot of, like a Dave Grohl. You know, people just Dave Grohl is just Dave Grohl. People love him. Kid Rock's like, I love that guy. He's a fucking idiot.
Why is that? Why does Dave Grohl get away with being the good guy? I mean, I've met him many times. He's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
He is a great guy. But aren't you a great guy? Or people think you're an asshole?
I think it's the same thing. If you hang out with me, you'd say, wow, that guy's all right.
Do you think it was because of the marriage to Pam Anderson perhaps hurt your image? I mean, who cares? But yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You know, when my image consultant, you know, the conversations.
You never worry about your image? You don't worry about stuff like that?
No.
No. You just put out music and you hope for the best.
Yeah, you put it out, and, you know, the thing I've learned early on is you know, you can be as wild as you want, do everything you want, but you don't have to be an asshole. You can have as much fun. You don't have to be a dick about it, though.
Was your son so grateful to you when you broke off the marriage to Pam, and then you know?
Yes, we had a heart to heart. I mean, we were in tears. And I was like, dude, if you were so upset about this, why didn't you tell me? He's like, I wanted you to be happy, which broke me up, you know, and I'm not a fucking crier at all, obviously. And it was just, you know.
That would make me cry. I mean, because he appreciated that you did that. Wow. And he never came to you and said, Dad, I'm unhappy.
No.
He was a trooper.
He was a total trooper.
He wanted you to be happy. That is sweet. That is sweet. How old is the kid now?
19. He's in college, second year of college.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You've got a 19-year-old.
I remember coming on here years ago, like I'm in this crazy custody battle. Like I got to be careful what I talk about. But now we can talk about anything.
But isn't it amazing?
You want to rehash any of those questions?
Yeah, right now we can. Did you?
Yeah, the ones you couldn't answer before.
You know what? I always find that you had full custody of your son, right?
Yeah.
That's
full physical custody. Yeah.
When a dad wins full custody of a kid, things must have been really horribly wrong.
There was a lot of shit going on, yeah. It was a crazy time, man. Something I hope nobody else ever has to go through.
Did lawyers advise you and say, listen, the man doesn't get custody. Just give up. Don't even.
Yeah, your kid Rock.
Yeah. No, when people got into it and they saw the story, you know, and you know, he was kind of put in my lap at about 6 months old. You know, and then I was not successful then. You know, I was still broke, hustling, you know, making my music, a broke musician. And by the time he hit about, you know, 6 or 7, you know, things started to happen, and that's when it was like,
oh, Mom came back?
I'll take the kid now.
Oh, now he's 6 or 7. He's a good kid. I'll take him.
You got a little coin in the bank.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, is that when it happened?
But you know what? We've hashed all that down. I hate, you know, it's tough talking about this stuff because we've hashed that down. We've both, you know, said our apologies for things we've done, and it's the best for my son.
Are you in touch with his mom now?
Not a lot, but, you know, we are cordial and talk and try to do what's right for
Is he in touch with his mom?
A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not. Did you have to badmouth? Was she an ex-wife or just a girlfriend?
She was my 8th grade girlfriend.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
But you never got married to her?
No.
I see. And then shit just fell apart.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what a scene, huh? That's amazing.
I mean, how old was she when she got pregnant?
Yeah. Let's laugh this morning.
How old were you when
ask me something fucked up.
When you became a dad, how old were you?
22, 23.
Oh, 22,
How old
23.
was she?
Same age. She's 1 year older than me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man, that's amazing. What a life. I'll get back to this whole Detroit scene.
Yeah.
When I lived in Detroit, Bob Seger was God. Like
Still is.
Yeah, if Bob Seger did a show, and like you know, I was a guy from the Northeast. I was like, I like Bob Seger, but I was going to sit there and fawn all over him. Detroit has its own world, its own music scene. Yeah. I remember, like Journey were a bunch of gods in Detroit.
Yeah. Jay Giles, Kiss,
the Rockets,
the Rockets. Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. When I lived in Detroit, it was a whole new musical experience, and I was on a rock station.
Yep.
But you put your money where your mouth is. You still live there.
Mm-hmm.
You started a beer company in Detroit.
Yeah.
Because you were pissed off at the big beer companies because you felt they had abandoned America. They'd gone too internationally corporate.
Sold the fuck out at a time when this country needed them most.
You were a Coors drinker. And
I
you
had
were
an endorsement with Coors, yeah.
Budweiser?
No, I never had anything with Budweiser, but they're
Coors.
Fucking king of American beers, supposedly, until they sold out for 50-some billion to the Belgians.
So, and Coors, what was your beef with them?
They sold to the Canadians.
And so you said to yourself, hey, wait a second.
I was just like, can't we make anything in this fucking country? Now, I'm not very skillful with my hands and things like this. I don't know a lot about a lot, but I know about music and I know about fucking alcohol.
Right.
I know about beer. You know? I think
do.
anyone would not think that I'm, trying to pull a fast one on them if you said,
right.
I only do things that I think, are really true and honest to me. And so I said, man, it's an opportunity to start a beer company, fuck with these big companies in Michigan.
What is the name of your beer?
Badass Beer.
Badass Beer. And so this was a way of starting it in Michigan. So it's all made in Michigan, and it gives how many people?
It's all made in America. We get as much as we can from. Unfortunately, the brewery went under, so we're in right now we're going to relaunch in like the first of the year somewhere else. The guy that had the brewery, God bless his heart, great guy, but didn't tell me he was in so much debt, and then thought I was going to be a bank, and I'm like, I'm not a fucking bank, man.
Did you put up your own money for this thing to a degree?
Well, no, he made the beer.
Right.
We marketed and sold it. And we split the profits.
I see.
But before we came, he was in a ton of debt.
And you didn't know this?
No.
You didn't really check out?
No, we tried to help him out as much as we could, but at the end of the day, it was like, I don't know how many millions of dollars is like, I was
so
like,
Badass Beer is gone?
It's off the shelves right now. I'll come back first of the year. I started to create jobs in Michigan. It's fucking fun owning a beer company, I got to tell you.
Is it? And you walk in as a boss. Does anybody respect you as a boss? I mean, they see Kid Rock and like, fuck you. I'm not listening to you. What do you know about beer?
Fuck, I'm giving them. It's beer.
You're giving them a job. Why is it fun owning a brewery?
Because the beer business is so cutthroat. And remember, this is only available in Michigan. It's such a cutthroat thing that, I can't, the Budweiser and all these big companies will run me out of town, but they can't fuck with me in Michigan.
Right.
When I say, I want my beer in, a kiosk in a Tiger Stadium, Ford Field, where they won't let any craft, and this isn't a craft beer, but they won't let any other low-level beers in there. And I say, look, motherfucker, this is Michigan. Do you want the greatest American hero running around saying, fuck Budweiser, you sold out to the Belgians?
Right.
You want to cut me a little piece of the pie because everything I'm doing this for is for the better of the state to help. I don't need the money. The Kid Rock business is just fine.
Right.
I'm trying to do something positive here. So then we go and play shows, and I make them bring my beer into those markets, and I undercut. I sell my beers for $4 or $5, and they're trying to sell them for $8, and then they're running around like going fuck. And it's fun to fuck with people like that.
I like that.
When you're doing something for the people who are paying it, trying to make a better experience, and you get to fucking slap some corporation in the face.
No, I love that. I mean, I love that you have the power to go to them and say, you don't want me badmouthing your beer, so just shut the fuck up.
By the way, I just did on your fucking show.
Right, but you're looking for, but you're saying, hey, I just want to be able to sell my beer. I know you guys have a lock on the market. Just, give me a little piece of the action.
There's enough for everybody. Calm down. Yeah.
No, that's good. I like that.
It's fun.
And that's why you're a hero in Detroit and in Michigan. But
it sounds like an interesting fit. Republican, corporations, and Kid Rock.
I've been confused since day one.
Go back to Mitt Romney for a second. And by the way, 1/3 of all your ticket sales, I'm talking about your concerts, come out of Michigan.
Yeah.
So when I look at a figure like that, it shows you can just make a living hanging out in Michigan.
Detroit,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Do you tour a lot now?
Didn't this last year, but yeah.
You took a year off?
We'll start in February. I guess you took a year, but I did a charity tour where I just played clubs and tried to give Detroit a good look and took some business in Detroit. And like 12 markets, gave away like $30,000 in each market to people that I really saw needed. And met these people. I mean, that was the toughest tour I did. Just meeting people who are hurting and just hanging with them every night is so fucking draining. It's so rewarding, but it's such a mind fuck, man.
Yeah.
You are a politician.
Fuck that.
How dare you insult him?
Right. Do you think I'm full of shit, Robin?
So when you get this call from Mitt Romney's office that they want.
Now that's a mind fuck.
Are you intimidated by that because that's not your world? And
I actually wrote out a list of questions.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you walked in and he said, "Excuse me, Governor."
He walked in, we were like laughing, started bullshit, and I was like, "Hey, I only got like 45 minutes. You care? I'd like to ask you some questions."
So who's in the room? Are you, Mitt Romney?
Just me, Mitt Romney, and one of the aides or something. Some Secret Service guys are hanging out.
Okay, yeah, and they probably said, "Hey, listen, this guy is unstable. This Kid Rock."
Did they check you out?
Yeah, I mean, did they frisk you before you walk in?
No, they didn't frisk you. They came and checked the house out, and I have like a gun hanging over the fireplace. They're like,
Could you remove that?
This fire. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Do they search your hair? I mean, like they concealed weapons.
They were real laid back. Those guys are cool. I gotta say, just in all my dealings, whether it's
Romney came to your house.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big gun guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you go hunting with Ted Nugent?
I just did this weekend. He taught me how to bow hunt.
What do you shoot?
Whitetail.
White-tailed deer?
Deer, yeah.
Well, we're down in
How do
Alabama.
you
We do
that?
turkeys, whitetail, doves.
I couldn't do it.
What?
I can't kill animals. I love those fucking deer. They're so beautiful. I don't know how you do it. I can't. I'm a pussy. Go ahead, say it. I don't give a fuck.
You're a little bit of a pussy for that.
Am I?
I think you would enjoy it.
When you kill the deer, you don't feel bad?
No.
Do you really eat them? Ted goes,
Yes,
I drink the
absolutely.
urine.
It's the most lean meat, best for you can eat, rather than some fucking cow that's raised on antibiotics and bullshit. You're eating this animal that's, grass-fed in the wild.
It's really
And by the
that
way,
good.
if you don't, yes, and, Ted even is doing things, way beyond where, he's a conservationist. Every tree that, he cuts down, he plants 2 more. Same with the animals, these deer that are overpopulated, they're dying of horrible deaths like tuberculosis and other things. He goes and thins them out, and then he takes that meat and feeds homeless shelters and things.
Do you hang out with Ted?
We did last weekend. That was my first time in a while. We're always texting, but he taught me how to bow hunt,
Is he that manic when he's like
He's a great guy, man.
I enjoy him.
He speaks in T-shirts.
Right.
We're driving out to the blind this weekend, and we were talking about something. He goes, "I didn't create fuck you. I just perfected it."
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like,
everything's almost a song title.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you ever say, "I'm going to write that down and use that"? I mean,
it's yeah.
But
And
Ted
he speaks in headlines.
But you could see how he became a songwriter because he does speak in
Sure.
like Steven Tyler's like that too.
Yeah, very animated.
You've been critical of Steven Tyler. You thought the
For American Idol, I love Steven Tyler.
But who doesn't?
You didn't think American Idol
I'm a
was
little
good
critical of you
move?
doing your thing.
You don't like me doing America's Got Talent? I love doing it. It's so much fun.
No, man. You're like the most credible, kick-ass motherfucker from back when I had band with the FCC.
Right.
The FCC every now and then it's like Howard Stern's joining America's Got Talent. I'm like, fuck!
But you see, that's why I did it.
Boom. Another one by for dust.
But I enjoy. You know what? I came to the conclusion.
It's money, isn't it?
Money? No way. I need the money to go do it? I love watching.
I don't care how much money you have. Everyone loves more money.
But can I say something?
Yeah.
Steven Tyler did it for the money.
I know.
I know that for a fact. He needed money, and people are wiped out by that. They go, "How is Steven Tyler?" But
so you enjoy to have a TV camera in your face and tell these kids that aren't talented. I flipped the channel one day, some kids crying, and you're like,
I felt bad.
I hate this sucks.
I felt bad.
It's like you're kind of a deer in headlights, even though you're a great media person in front of the camera. Now it's like the camera's on this, And
well, it's funny when I read your criticism of Steven Tyler. I said, "Oh, Kid Rock must think that of me too," and I said, part of me knew that was going to come about.
Sure.
But Robin knows this. I would sit and watch this show. I love the show. I love America's Got Talent.
He was a huge
fan.
fan.
Why are you smiling? I'm being serious. This is why I did it. And I said, I've pissed off America in every single way. Wouldn't it shock America for me to actually go on that show?
And be nice.
And be a respectful, maybe a mentoring normal person. Yes.
I know exactly how you feel because when I do things that I guess are a little out of character for Kid Rock,
Well, I'm
which
sure,
mean a nice guy, I'm like, shh, don't tell anyone. I'm the American badass.
But I'm sure when you endorse Mitt Romney, you get the same kind of shit I get for doing America's Got Talent.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm just saying my opinion.
Right.
And I'm glad you have one. And I think if everybody would calm the fuck down, it's okay to stand for something.
I agree with you.
Just stand for fucking something.
I hate the people who are undecided.
Exactly. I got friends that didn't vote, man. I want to smack them upside the head.
I think it's an insult to American veterans
Absolutely.
if you don't vote. Like
100%.
I'm a pussy. I have never gone to war.
Shelley, are you listening, you fucker?
Yeah, Shelley.
Yeah. No, Shelley.
Who? Shelley? Yeah,
Shelley.
Shelley.
Yeah,
Shelley, you non-voting motherfucker.
I was going to say Shelley. You got a fucking
girl's name.
You know what? I'm going to start calling him Shelley.
Right, Shelley. But these guys literally died.
I know.
You're
preaching to the choir, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to go vote. In China, they only wish they could vote. They have such an oppressive government.
Unreal.
How could you not vote? You're absolutely right. So get back for a second.
Yeah.
So Romney shows up at your house, which is freaky anyway.
Fucking crazy.
Crazy. They go
think that, I started out in this business, wanting to get a hot piece of ass and maybe a new car.
Yeah.
Fucking this is going to be exciting. You remember the days when we're like calling hookers on the fucking phone from the hotel with
I remember you were in a room with
Fred Durst.
Was it Fred Durst or was it Axl Rose too?
Probably both.
I think they were both. Are you in touch with Axl Rose at all?
No. When I did that record with Slash, I'd never heard from him. I think I
you
heard
got
he was
kicked
pissed
out
off.
of the group.
I was out.
So you're the enemy because you did a record with Fred.
And by the way, man, I had such a great time hanging out with Axl. People, he says what he means, and and he's definitely that guy. But he's fucking such a sweet guy.
Is he?
Really,
But there's something wrong, right? I mean, he can't get along with Guns N' Roses.
I don't. You see, I'm not privileged inside. We didn't really get into that stuff. But it kind of reminds me of Eminem a little bit, where they're just like these. It's just. I don't know if reclusive
Angry?
is the word, but they take everything so literal.
Yeah.
If me and you say something about them right now, they're gonna fucking find out about it, and there's gonna be a grudge held for fucking ever.
You're right. I get the feeling that Eminem is such a damaged guy that, and I mean this. I mean,
he's come a long way, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he's so fucking
Really
angry that
great kid.
I think he's just got such a chip on his shoulder that he can't relax. Do you hang out with him in Michigan?
Occasionally, yeah. Just not too long ago.
Yeah,
came by the house. We had dinner, and it was really kind of weird because we're having dinner at my nice dinner table, and I cooked and stuff, and just having this sophisticated kind of dinner, just laughing about
stuff.
It's people that somebody you can. I'm sure you've had this experience where somebody you came up with at the same time before you had this celebrity and shit show of money and everything else, and just kind of laughing like, holy shit, it fucking worked.
Right?
Can you believe this?
Yeah, it's really quite unbelievable.
It's incredible.
He seems to have taken sort of a quiet road now, right?
He's great. He's just great family guy.
Do you hang with Bradley Cooper was in here? He goes to De Niro's house and they hang, and he describes this hanging as like he could sit on a couch with the guy and not say anything for. Do you do this kind of hanging? Like not like kind of just.
Hank Jr.'s kind of like that.
Hank Williams Jr.
We'll go see him today after this. We're actually going to Alabama to do a little hunting.
Is that, boy, you're on a hunting tear.
Yeah.
Well, it's hunting season.
Yeah.
Will you hunt with a bow or with a gun?
With a bow right now.
You're all about that.
Well,
this bow hunting must be pretty easy if you just learned it and now you can do it.
The shooting the bow is pretty easy to pick up on, but then when you factor you're in this deer blind, you got to be quiet. You got to load this arrow up, shoot out of this little window, and you got to wait till the deer gets close enough. Like we saw this deer at Ted's house, and I'm like, fuck, if I had a rifle, that thing's dropped.
Right.
But yes, we're sitting there trying to be calm and patient, waiting for it, and it never came close enough.
And what is the thrill that you and Hank will sit and talk, I guess, while you're waiting for a deer to show up, right?
Well, no, we're not sitting in a blind together. We have
not?
for turkeys a little bit, but...
you don't sit side by side?
No.
You mean he's in his blind?
That's a little gay.
Is that gay? If you sit next to one another with your guns?
Blind. Maybe with your girlfriend or something.
Hey, Hank, jerk me off while we're waiting for this deer.
Hey, if I fall asleep, don't be scared to unzip it.
So Hank is in his blind, and you're in your blind, and so you're really
texting now. It's great with the texting.
Can you text each other?
Yeah, you can text
while you're hunting.
High-tech redneck, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, look at you.
Right.
Oh, so you'll go, and then you hang out at his house and
no, I got property. We got property together. Like he's got some came for sale, so I bought it. I actually put a double wide on it.
Where is this?
Outside Montgomery. We call it L.A., Lower Alabama.
He says to you, "I moved to a place. Why don't you buy?"
He's been there for years. He kind of was raised down there.
And you said, "Hey, I'm going to buy the property next."
No,
to
he
you.
said this. Another like 400 or 500 acres came up. He goes,
I think you should.
If you want to buy, you should get it. Connects with mine. I'm like, awesome.
Wow.
Great investment. I'd love to be down there. It's like going back in time. It's just a simple way of life.
Nobody
real
asks
simplistic
me.
People.
Nobody ever asks me to move next to them. You know what I mean? Like I don't get a call from someone who says,
But
hey,
Howard, you're not going to put a double wide on anything.
I got 10 acres for you whenever you want it, Howard. 10
maybe
free acres.
But you see, again, like Bradley Cooper's saying the same thing. You guys all hang out with each other. I'm not hanging out.
I had your All right, fuck you.
What?
I had your wildfire number for a long. You had wildfire, right?
Yeah, I did.
For a long
I
time.
got rid of
I
it.
would call and leave you messages when I was around, or had to tell you, I'm going to say, Howard, if you know you're around, you want to grab dinner, this, that, and the other. I never heard back from you.
Yeah, because I don't know how to enjoy that.
You said this back then too.
I
I get weird around people. I don't know how to hang out.
Yeah, I don't. You'd be disappointed hanging out with me. I mean,
you'd have a blast.
You know what? And
because you need to hang out with people who enjoy other people's company. Now, if you're saying that you're not, you're just hanging out with the wrong. You're hanging around with knuckleheads. Then
I am.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me, you're a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Kid Rock is right. Because it sounds like a nice
Why would
thing.
you take up a dinner invitation?
Because then it's like, what are we going to talk about? And, I mean, he's going to be bored, and
We can just sit there like Bradley Cooper and De Niro, not say anything.
Yeah, right. Just sit. Gay. It was a little gay, wasn't it? Did Bradley get a hold of you? He wanted to.
Yeah, no, we talked in the hallway.
Yeah, he likes you. So get back to this Mitt Romney meeting, because I'm really curious.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
What a life you're having. I mean, it's really like Eminem's over for dinner.
Fucking bonus round of life, no question. If I died tomorrow, I made it to the bonus round.
And you probably try to live a healthy lifestyle because you love your life so much.
I balance it out better.
But it's the best part. Is the best part these friends who kind of come, like Ted Nugent and Hunting and Eminem coming over for dinner? Is that the best part?
It's a really fun part.
Yeah.
It's nothing's ever going to beat friends and family, kids you grew up with and people you've been around your whole life. But it's definitely a fun little shit show, know?
Do you spend time alone and like when you compose music, when you wrote this new album, don't you have to be off on your own and kind of like obsess over it and do your thing?
Not really.
Well, where do you write this music?
It's just what I do.
It just happens. You scroll it down.
But you don't have a regular writing routine where every morning you have to go and sit for a little while?
Well, when we're in that mode, I mean, I'm writing all the time.
You are? What do you have, a little journal like you keep?
You got your fucking phone now that you put ideas in. But yeah, I keep little notepads around and just jot things down. Or I have there's always a guitar. I'm never far from
What did you jot down yesterday, for example? Like, what was something?
I was actually something political that I don't know if I'll ever use, but it was something about hanging with Hank and Ted. It was like something. I have to look at my iPhone. It was like
take it out. I want to know what you wrote in there, because maybe I have a song in me and I don't realize
I could probably play it, but I don't think this will ever get used.
You play it for me. This is on your what? What do you have, an iPhone?
I have an iPhone 4.
Why not the new one?
Can't afford it.
Seriously, why not? It's great. It's much lighter. Hold it up to your little microphone on your headphone.
Here. Is this the one? What's the date?
What is the program you use to write these ideas down into?
Let's see your speaker.
Yeah, put it on speaker. What do? You talk into it?
Yeah, let's see here.
You don't work it very well for a guy who...
yeah, you might not ever get that idea back.
Yeah, I mean, by the time...
How do you work this?
Yeah, by the time you get the fucking idea down into the iPhone, it's gone, isn't it? Don't ideas just come and then... Don't you lose ideas a lot? Look at you. You're horrible with it.
Why is it not coming out?
You got it on mute, I bet. Do you have it on mute?
Speaker?
You go ahead. Talk me through it.
Play.
Go ahead. Oh, there it is. Now make it louder. All right. There.
Are you left or right? I was born to be dead. And when I die, I'll lie somewhere between old Hank and Ted.
So in other words, that came to you.
Yeah.
You speak it into the iPhone.
Yeah.
And by the way you operate an iPhone, you probably lost 1 million ideas. Am I correct?
Normally, I jot them down.
Right.
And I have a little voice recorder, one of those old school ones.
Right.
That's easy. I keep my backpack, but I'm just learning this thing. I only got 4 or 5 ideas on here.
When you're sitting with Ted, does he ever bring out his guitar? Does he ever say, hey, let's just jam a little bit or something?
Well, not this time, but I mean, it happens with a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I have to learn so much from Hank that way, We're sitting at a piano or just sitting around picking. I've learned, I've been fortunate because I was never taught any of this stuff, but to sit around with Jerry Lee Lewis or Hank Jr. or Billy Gibbons, these people, and just have them show you a thing or two and just be having fun doing it. And you're kind of like bonding, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm getting the greatest lesson in the world.
I saw Billy Gibbons recently. John Varvatos, the great designer,
Detroit guy.
And I love him. He dresses me for America's Got Talent. I know.
That's sweet.
Well, hey, whatever. So I'm gay. So I told
He's
you
really
like
crossed over.
Yeah, I'm gay.
Is this scaring you away from our dinner date?
Who dressed you?
What's that?
Who dressed you today?
Come on. Do I look like I have a fucking stylist?
No, but John Varvatos, he had an unusual event right in his store. He had ZZ Top playing. They must have done about 7 songs.
I saw they did a deal with him or something.
Yeah, 7 songs or something like that. And man, that Billy Gibbons, is he underrated as a guitar player or what?
Jimi Hendrix on the Dick Cavett show years ago called him, when he was young, said, yeah, my new favorite player is this young cat out of Texas, Billy Gibbons. And, I mean, Billy's one of my fucking great friends in the business.
Do you ever say to him, shave that fucking beard already?
No, that thing's awesome.
You love that beard.
Look at how the beard is like the new hip. Everyone in Brooklyn's got a fucking beard. Billy Gibbons.
Well, those are Hasidim. You can't. They don't count. Now, so. By the way, with my clothes, wouldn't I fit into Malibu High School? Your son couldn't make it there. I could have cut it there.
Yeah.
Tell him I would have loved it. So all right. So get back to Ron.
Yeah.
He shows up at the house.
Yep.
And
I asked him some questions.
What did you ask him?
One of the main ones was because I asked George W. Bush this at the Kennedy Center one time.
Yeah.
This big thing with all the presidents that were alive except Obama. We're in this room together, so we're killing time. And I'm like, and I asked Bush, I go, would you be interested? Because he has this 1,000 points of light thing with his dad, charity. So it's left and right coming together to do a good thing. I go, would you be interested? Be kind of an unusual story of helping me help the people of Detroit in the city. Butch looked right at me. He goes, "No."
I don't want to do it.
He goes, "No, not really." He goes, "I'm
really
done with
doesn't
this."
want to do anything.
He goes, "I'm done with this shit show. I've had enough. I'm going back to Texas. I'm going to disappear."
Yeah.
And I go, "You know what? I respect that."
Right.
He
It was
just
an
told me
honest
no.
answer. Right.
So I kind of asked the same question to Romney. You know, that was one of my main things after asking him. You know, it's like, do you just want to be president because your dad was rich and he was governor and you want to outdo your dad?
Right.
These are my questions.
Because that could be the motivating force.
I'm like, I know what it's like to want to be better than your father.
Right. I'll
This, that, and the
succeed
other.
where your dad didn't make it. He'll make it.
Of course, I'm getting
Right.
these. You know, no, I really think I can help America. I'm like, all right, cut the shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is my living room. It's not going to leave here. Of course, I'm spilling it all now that the
Yeah,
election's
right.
over.
Right.
The election's over. It's fair
What's he
game to
wear?
talk about
Does he
now.
wear jeans to
Yeah,
your
he's got
house?
jeans and a college shirt.
Right.
Well, are they
These are
like
really-
they're not
you've
really
never-
hip jeans?
No, well, I don't-
Mom jeans.
What's hip jeans?
Yeah, right,
I got
but
on
good.
Wranglers. Are those hip?
So he's wearing jeans, yeah. And you were saying
So
he
my
was-
main question, I went back to. I go, honestly, I go, I know you're from here. You went to Cranbrook schools. I go, you know, and I know Detroit. Probably the state's not going to vote for you. Definitely not Detroit. I'm like, will you help me? You know, if I need a phone call or something, help me to help out and do some great things in Detroit. If you have the power of the presidency, he's like, absolutely, I will. He goes, I love this town. I was raised here. I'll help you out at any level. I was like, cool, I'll vote for you.
Right.
That was my agenda.
And so, and then he got.
I believe a little bit more right because I'm into less government.
Right.
All the other shit, man. If gay people want to get married, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but
you know, if let a woman decide if she wants to get abortion.
But
Like these far freaky right wing people, they creep me out as much as the pot smoking hippies.
But Ted's very, very political and very right wing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like
he
out
doesn't
there.
care about gay marriage and all that shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. Like those religious yahoos are taking over
They're
the whole Republican
fucking up
Party.
The Republican Party.
They are. The Tea
But what
Party.
did Ted mean when he said he'd probably be in jail or dead in 6 months if
I
Obama
can't
got
speak
reelected?
for Ted, Robin. Don't put me on the spot
No
like
one can
that.
speak. I don't think
Nice
Ted can
try,
speak for Ted. Do you think Ted's insane?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
You love it. And so when you go to his home and hang out,
yeah,
it's this relaxed thing, and you hang out with Charlemagne and
Charmaine, yeah.
Charmaine and Charmaine, and you hang out with all of them, and, and he's got this very traditional kind of life where he goes hunting all day. And does he wear like that bow and arrow and the little skirt he used to wear on stage? Remember that?
He didn't have that on. He comes out with a buffalo. Like
Remember he used to come out?
Genius.
Yeah, too much.
Comes out in a loin on a buffalo.
Yeah.
How can you not be entertained? Are you not entertained?
It's unreal. So anyway, Kid Rock has a new album. It's called Rebel Soul. Now, you've made a new move here. I
did?
Yes. You were very resistant, let's say, to iTunes and all this stuff. I mean, you hated the internet. You don't like that people don't buy albums anymore. They buy the singles and all this stuff.
No, the thing with iTunes was more of, telling everybody that their music's the same price.
Right.
Now, if you think Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, should be the same price as my son's Garage Band,
Right.
I don't agree with you.
But you've changed with the times, and now you're selling the album on iTunes. You've bowed to the new way of doing things.
Nah, I did it on my own terms.
Did you?
I sold millions of records without iTunes when everyone told me once again in my life that I couldn't do that.
That's true. How many records have you sold? What is it?
Without iTunes?
Yeah.
Or total?
Total.
Like 25 million, I think.
25 million records. And each time you put out a record, people said, no way you're going to sell any records, right?
Oh, God. Every time I just look at someone, they just tell me, nope.
Do you hate where the music business is now? It's hard to even get heard anywhere. New music, forget about.
I feel bad for the kids coming up now. Although they have a world of opportunity, it's just it doesn't seem like anybody's hit the nail on the head yet. I'm confident that's going to change.
Well, a lot of people say the new...
I'm old.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know what these kids are up to.
What you're saying is what's nice is you've got your core audience, so you can go out and tour and make money, so the pressure isn't on you to sell a lot of records.
Exactly.
But, it's a tough environment now. It used to be, hey, Aerosmith's coming out with a new record. Everyone would just go out and buy it.
Everybody can make a piece of music now. All you need is a computer.
Right.
Everyone thinks they're in a fucking band.
So what's the best way to sell...
Just go over the bridge to Brooklyn.
Right. But what's the best way to sell a record now? I guess you got to go out and...
It's fucking never changed. It's the same thing. Make a good fucking song.
Right.
It's that simple. If somebody else asked me like how you do it, the piece of advice, hey, write a fucking great song. You will not have a problem with anything else.
Right.
Nothing.
That's
Everything
right.
else will fall right into your fucking lap.
Yeah. But what if you do write a good song and you sort of can't get on the radio? But you're saying, hey, if I do write a good song, someone
It'll
will
get
find
on the
it.
radio.
It'll somehow happen.
But what is happening with rock and roll? I mean,
Nothing.
The radio
Is it dead?
stations are dying. What's going on?
The stations are gone. It's overprocessed. And here's what's
How many rock stations are in Detroit now?
One main one, Riff.
Riff? They're still standing?
Yeah, there's a couple classic rock stations, 94.7, 106.7. I don't know what the call letters are. But here's what's happened with rock. these people like Jason Aldean in country, they would be rock.
Right.
But rock won't play that. They think it's too country. But remember the Eagles?
Right.
And shit like this?
Yeah.
Jackson Brown?
Yes.
That was rock.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, if it's not over-processed fucking band with like metal guitars that absolutely suck ass.
So you're saying the definition of rock has really not changed?
Country.
It's country because these guys come out with a band and they do play. And
all they do is throw a fiddle in it. You take that fiddle out. You take a fiddle out of a Keith Urban song, or like I said, Jason Aldean or something like that. It's fucking rock and roll.
Yeah, you do have a point. You're making me see that. I didn't think of it. I guess I've been kind of snobby about it.
Yeah.
But you're right.
But you'll never beat this. I was just explaining this the other day. Hip-hop, pop music, R&B, country, you will never beat a blues-based, barn-burning rock song live. In an arena, never.
It's so true.
Never.
Like I said, ZZ Top.
Period.
I mean, that's just a great show.
Yeah. I'll put Walk This Way, against Aerosmith live against any fucking pop or country band. Any day of the week.
Has Steven ruined Aerosmith by being on American Idol? I mean, can they come back and...
Nah, I think it was just a little, oh, man.
A little detour.
It's just,
And what was
it just
he
seems
supposed
like,
to do? They really left him.
It just seems like you wanted that spotlight so bad. Like, I've got to be in that spotlight. I abuse it to sell things.
Right.
Other than that, I'm going to fucking Alabama. Get the fuck away from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I do not want it 24/7. I think a lot of people feel like that, but there are these people that like Kim Kardashian, shit like that. I gotta be in this.
I want to be famous.
I gotta be in this.
But her whole fame is being famous because she can't write a song.
Have a talent,
you actually have something that you can do. You actually sell records and you perform. I mean, it's a different kind of psychology.
Right. Thanks for the boost of confidence that I'm talented next to Kim Kardashian.
Well, you are. I always said it. I think in a neck-to-neck battle, you would win any day. I'm not kidding. The way you move on stage, it's great. Now,
it's nice to have you in my corner, Howard.
Kid Rock's new album, absolutely. Can always count on me. Let's have that dinner. Kid Rock has a new album. It's called Rebel Soul. Kid Rock makes a good point. I remember how hard you worked in this business, and I think that in all seriousness, hard work always wins out. And these kids who do want to go on these shows and win and somehow think they're going to be big stars, it requires a lot of work. A young Kid Rock used to send me songs.
How many stars in American Idol can sell at an arena every night?
0. I mean,
Simon Cowell, this fuck, thinks he's the greatest A&R guy alive. I'd love nothing more. God, I wish I was 25 again. If I was 25, I would walk up, punch that motherfucker right in the eye.
Why, though? What did he do?
That's Howard's boss.
Just for the fucking way he looks.
You don't like it?
Nothing about him. Fucking slimy fuck.
Have you ever met him anywhere?
No. I'm so ignorant, I would just punch him for fucking no reason at all. Fuck you.
And you know what? You're not kidding. I remember days you would call into my radio show in a room with Fred Durst and Axl Rose. You guys were fucking girls in a room and drinking for 5 days straight. And you were out of your friggin' mind. Have you calmed down, you think?
I have a little. I've just learned to balance it out, which is weird because when my son went to college, I'm like, game on.
Right.
I don't have to be responsible anymore.
He's out of the house.
He's gone. I got this fucking beautiful farmhouse with a big TV and some money in the bank to myself. Shit is going down.
Right. Are you going crazy?
I'm up at fucking 6 in the morning every fucking day. Like, I was sitting next to Central Park this morning at 5:30 in the morning. I actually wrote a little reflective thing on my website about, boy, New York's peaceful. I wish I was into Deer Blind. I miss my son. Thanks to all the fans. Just
You're turning into a nice guy. You're turning into a mellow dude. Are you seeing any women? What's going on with you?
I got someone special, but I've learned my lesson a long time ago. Shut the fuck up about it.
For a while, you were on a mad tear with famous women.
Well, you do the same thing. You did the same thing. Shit.
I'm sitting here whacking off. No, but I mean, I'll read you a list.
Oh, boy,
Let's go over it.
Let's
go over a few names.
Sure.
Let's go over a few names. Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn?
That's what it says here. I swear.
Hey.
Did you fuck Loretta Lynn?
Who doesn't like a MILF? Come on.
Come on. Did you?
The biggest country star of all time.
Did you bang Loretta Lynn?
Absolutely.
You did?
Come
on. Oh, my God.
You
are a freak. Did you really?
Of course not.
Maybe of course not.
But I love Loretta. Really? I can't say fucking she
According to the website,
lady.
whodatedwho.com, Kid Rock has been linked to Kelly Russell, whoever that is. I don't even know who that is.
Me neither.
Loretta Lynn. Tina King.
Who?
I don't know. Jamie King. That I know. You dated her.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful girl. You ever hear from her?
Yeah, she's still a friend.
Yeah. Pamela Anderson, of course. But,
check.
Can you be friends with her still or no?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit.
I don't choose to hang out, but, once in a while, very, very occasionally a text. How you doing? Hope the kids are well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice. Sheryl Crow, of course, we know about.
That's weird because she is like family and my sister. So thinking back on that one, I'm like,
mistake.
Well, this is like incest.
Yeah, but attractive woman.
It was a very small little, I think it was we got caught up in the music and kind of fell in love through the music.
Were you in love with her?
I'm still in love with her. I love Sheryl Crow. Like I love her to death like cornflakes.
That's another thing I like about you. You seem to like fuck these women, and then somehow you're friends with them. No one seems offended when you break up with them. You
don't got to be a dick.
Well, how do you break up then? Like, to teach me. Like, what do you say?
They usually realize they can't deal with me.
Yeah, but what do you say? Do you say, listen?
They're like, this isn't working out. And I'm like,
so they break up with you, is what you're saying.
That's too bad.
Why doesn't it work out with you? Do you purposely sabotage the relationship?
I think I have before, but
how do you do that?
I might be a little too self-righteous. I know I'm a good person. I open the door. I treat people with respect. I know I have my quirks. I'm very upfront about them.
What are your quirks?
What's that?
What are your quirks?
Fucking my way or the highway.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything's got to go down your way.
I mean,
is that
but
fair
I don't
to
think
a
my
woman?
way's that bad.
No, but is that fair to a woman? I mean, she's got to feel equal in the relationship, doesn't she?
Says who?
Says me. I'm serious. I mean,
well,
you're never going to be...
He's not getting that. It hasn't worked out so far.
I understand that. And
you want to be single. You don't want to really be in a committed relationship.
Well, no, I don't mind being in a relationship. That's fine. But, the marriage thing.
Can you give anything to a woman?
Of course.
Can you be generous and say,
Absolutely.
I'll do this for you and I'll do that for you, even though I don't want to do it?
Occasionally.
So you're saying if a woman is in a relationship with you and she asks you to do something for her, she might just very well get a no and say, I just don't fucking feel like it.
Give me an example. Like get the groceries out of the car?
No. She wants to go see a Broadway show with you. You would do that
Absolutely.
for her. Even though you detest going to Broadway shows.
Absolutely.
You would do that.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You're a good man. What can I say? Go through the horrors of that.
Especially after seeing that South Park.
All right. Jamie Presley, you dated Conchita Leaflang. I don't know who that is. Tamara Mellon. Isn't that the girl who invented Jimmy Choo shoes? You went out with her?
Yeah.
I've met her.
Nice girl.
Very attractive woman. No.
Classy girl.
Wealthy girl.
Wealthy. Went to Elton John's once. She picked me up in like a Benz and had like a bottle of Jim Beam and a 6-pack of Budweiser waiting. I'm like... Huh.
How do you lose her?
I could get into this.
Why not
How do you
stay with
lose
her?
She seems to be right.
What went wrong there?
I can't remember. I think it was just, she's in London.
Right.
I'm here. It was just, we had fun, and it was, still consider a great, great friend. I don't know.
Great friend because, what do you do? You say to her, hey, you're in London and I need a woman by me all the time, and then you break up?
I don't think it was that depth. I don't think we ever got that far. I think we were both just having a good time.
You fucked Paris Hilton?
No. That's
a lie?
Yep.
Oh, okay. May Anderson.
We've hung out plenty of times.
Kelly Pickler you banged?
No.
Never?
Nope.
Says here on
she's like a sister, too.
It's got to be true, though. It's on the website.
You might as well bang these people. It says you do.
You might as well. That's right. I mean, that's a good point. All right, look, let's listen to some music here. Let me see what the hell you did. This is Kid Rock. It's a song called Let's Ride. You know what that means. Let's fuck. That's what it's about,
It's about
right?
our troops.
Oh, it's about our troops.
It's a battle.
Well, then Howard, you're wrong.
Everyone interprets music.
Yeah, what I know. Oh, it's about the troops.
It's kind of like a battle hymn.
In other words,
I wanted to make something that gets them, jacked up when they got to go and do the dirty work. They could be proud of. That's hard and heavy. That's not a sappy country song.
Right. Did you ever consider joining the military when you were younger?
When they had the first Iraq War, I would have been in the first. They were going of January if you were born in '71, so I would have been gone in the draft and I was ready.
You were ready. You would.
I wasn't going to join because I was in this music thing, but if I would have got called,
you would have done it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's Ride. Let me hear a little of this, and I'll see if I can figure.
with a drink and a cigar. Actually, I envisioned myself getting old, and so when the grandkids come up on the porch and I'm sitting there with my cigar and my rocking chair, I'd be like, Grandpa, what are you up to? We're like, still rocking.
Think of all those years we knew. Imagine when you were hanging out with that little guy,
Joe C.
Joe C.
God, he loved coming on here.
He did.
He did. He loved you.
Those were the wild
I was thinking
days.
about him this morning when I was having my little reflection moment out by Central Park. Just
You thought of him still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because
like
I know
that
he
guy.
loved coming on the show, and he loved because you would just break my balls so much. He loved that.
I love when Joe C. would come on. Joe C. was well, how tall was he?
3'9".
3'9", had tons of medical problems.
Yeah.
How old was he when he died?
God, early 20s.
Early
Yeah,
20s.
he was young,
And
yeah.
he always was a fixture at the Kid Rock shows. He was on the albums.
Mm-hmm.
And this Joe C. loved Kid Rock, and he loved being on stage with Kid Rock.
Yeah, great kid.
And he was just a character.
Yeah. Remember when he popped out of the birthday cake at your birthday?
You in touch with his family at all?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, my brother still keeps in touch with his dad. You know, we invite him out to shows and stuff, but his mom still is, still can't.
She can't deal with it.
From what I understand, still very tough for her to deal with. You know, she can't come out to a show and stuff and things like that.
Because she's a broken woman.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your kid, it's a broken thing. Yeah, you just it's
Yeah,
hard.
you know what? You bring it up a good point. I'm not in touch with his family as much as I should be.
Yeah.
I got to straighten that out.
No, you better straighten that out. You know.
All right, now you've brought the show to a screeching halt.
We're broing out.
Yeah, right. Easy, huh? Are you crying over there? Smack you in the fucking head.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Fine, man. Let's go.
I bet you fucked Loretta Lynn, you devil.
Oh, that is so sacred to say that.
How's your...
They're going to run me out of Nashville for hanging out with you, Howard.
You got this girl now, huh? You got a nice girlfriend.
I'm not going to even speak
Is
on
she
it.
in the business?
You're not even going to...
Showbiz girl?
Nope. Maybe. I don't know.
Nope, maybe I don't know. That's one question.
I just learned not to talk about this years. I learned the
Why,
hard
though?
way.
Why can't you say... You know, I don't get
fucking,
you.
You've had plenty of fucking girlfriends to drill me on. This one's not happening.
Can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you something. You straighten your fucking head out. And I'm going to tell you right now.
Please.
Okay. I told this to some of these guys at Bradley Cooper. I adore my relationship with my wife. I'm proud to talk about her. I like,
Good for you.
Yeah. And good for
Does
you.
that mean I got to do the same?
Absolutely. Be like me. You're a hero. All right, listen. I'm happy for you. You seem like you're in a good place.
I am.
You know what I mean?
Give me a minute, though. I'll fuck it all up.
Let's get together sometime.
Oh, God.
We really should.
Dinner, break some bread.
You gonna try it
some
again?
good wine.
Let's break some bread.
Talk
When
about the old days.
You're never around New York, are you?
Sure I am.
Are you?
Hop, skip, and a jump.
I'll give you my new number, maybe.
So you don't want to come down to the Camo Wrap Double Wide in Alabama with me?
You know, I wish I was more of a man. You guys would think it would be like having a woman hanging around.
It would be like Deliverance, you know?
Yeah. You guys would have me tied to a tree. Yeah, I know. I'd be nude. You'd be tied to a tree, and you guys would be goofing on me. I just know it'd be a disaster. Ted Nugent skinning me. I shoot myself in the foot with my bow and
That's
arrow.
your worst nightmare.
The new album is called Rebel Soul. You heard one of the tracks. I loved it. For additional information, go to KidRock.com. And don't miss Kid Rock's playlist. Oh, on Howard 101. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah.
Kid Rock's going to actually, you know the thing that Scott the engineer mangled?
Yes.
Where he played all his favorite songs?
Right. Or actually songs he didn't like.
Yeah, he ended up playing songs he didn't like.
That's kind of funny.
You can hear Kid, he's going to do his own sort of hour music special and just play some of your favorite tunes.
Yeah, a lot of unheard bands.
What is, okay, give me a name of one of your favorite songs that we will hear on that special.
The Band of Heathens. Should have known. You don't know it, right?
Right.
Great. I think they're out of Austin. I don't really know that much about them. I just know their music's fucking fantastic. It's kind of like between country and the Rolling Stones, like rocking, but still, you know, with a little southern rock tinges.
Right. Phenomenal
players, singers. Nobody's, you know, they're really kind of off the map to the mainstream, so hopefully, hopefully it'll help them out.
Well, thanks for doing that. Well, that's going to be interesting. All right, Kid Rock, everybody. We'll be back with Robin's News right after these words. Thank you, and best of luck with the new album. Good seeing you.
Okay. You don't got a little corridor in here somewhere where I could, like, puff off a cigar real quick, do you? Like, that would set the fucking building alarms off and shit?
This building's pretty bad with that stuff.
Wait.
So, all right, man.
A fan in here?
Let's try to maybe get together.
Let me see if there's a fan in here. Let's unlock it. I know there's not an alarm.
Wednesday, today, November 29th.
Fucking fire through right on the wall.
Kid, so you were saying it went well in there.
Yeah, it was fun.
No dirt, no heavy dirt on you this time, so it was.
Nah, sorry, I'm getting boring in my old age, I guess.
You guys are so opposite as far as, you know, you talked about your stances on hunting. You know, politically, he's a outspoken Obama supporter. You obviously a Romney guy. What's the common thread that binds you guys?
We're good Americans. We're good Americans. I think we're all the same, man. We want the best shit for this country. We just have different views how to get there, but at the end of the day, thinking differently is what made this country great. So,
You mentioned
people just need to calm down, not get so uptight about all this shit.
About all the details. We're all trying to achieve one common goal.
Exactly.
Before the interview, you told me you enjoy this little deviation from the cookie cutter press tour that you did.
Yeah.
At the same time, when you're in the studio and you hear a question that Howard's starting to formulate, maybe it's about a girl you were with a long time ago, anything at all, are you starting to be like, oh shit, here we go. This is what I don't like about doing Howard.
You know what you're getting when you're coming on Howard Stern. I look forward to it as somebody who, I guess, is outspoken, who doesn't fucking lie or bullshit. It's it's actually a place that I look forward to because I don't have to fucking try to be, PC in any way. Say if they're interviewing me on some mainstream show where, I just want to blurt it out a certain way, but I got to think about it and be like, because if you blurt it out a certain way so many times, then they don't want to have you back in any of these shows. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to sell a fucking product, trying to get the music to people. But this is just a place where you can, it feels like you're sitting around talking with friends.
Let it fly.
Yep.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Good luck with your new album.
All right, man.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Do you believe that the Howard Stern Show is your own show? I just caught him staring at your breasts, I believe. Wait. Is this a gay website? Peter McKeffy, or Medicated Pete, as he's affectionately known, first twitched his way onto the Stern Show scene as Scott the Engineer's intern in the fall of 2009. Since then, his Tourette's-affected lifestyle has captivated both Howard and his legions of fans alike. From his time spent roaming the halls outside of Studio 69 after his appearances, to his failed attempts at romance, to his off-color employment choices, McKeffy's post-internship existence has been a myriad of missteps and awkward moments, often set amid the backdrop of a Cheers-like bar scene in Red Bank, New Jersey, where nearly everybody knows his name. We caught up with Pete during the waning days of summer, and as you're about to see for yourself, despite his local celebrity status, this wandering soul of the Central Jersey Shore is often found strolling aimlessly about. And it's in this bizarre daily journey that Pete both mystifies and beguiles an entire community. Located near the northeast tip of Monmouth County, Seabright, New Jersey is a picturesque Atlantic coastline town that's home to Donovan's Reef, a laid-back beach bar known for its live music and local vibe. And it's also where, as I was about to discover, Medicated Pete often shacks up with his dad, Pete Sr. Apparently, this is the place that Medicated Pete calls home. It's very, very strange to say the least because it looks like it's just an extension of this bar. But let's take a look. How you doing? Are you Peter?
In the flesh.
John Lieberman.
Oh, John, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing?
You. Go ahead.
So this is home.
This is home, away from home, absolutely.
It looks like a storeroom or a storage room.
It's a showroom for the bar, of which you saw right over there, Donovan's Reef. Huh. And you definitely don't get cold at night with all the stuff here. And you want to see Pete, I think, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to see this, right?
So you and Pete live here, and
yeah,
we're just feet from a huge, beautiful bar on the water.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Makes it very easy.
Where's his room?
Down here. Oh, Christ. Let me see. Hey, Peter. Pete, you up?
Is he naked?
No, come on in. John, come on.
Wait, what's up?
What's up, man? So, this is the room, huh?
This is the magical room. Man.
This is where it all happens?
Yeah.
Now wait,
yeah.
isn't this supposed to be inflated?
Yeah, I popped it last night.
You popped it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I was having a lot of fun last night and I popped it, so.
You see his girlfriends?
So you sleep in this room.
It was inflated. It looked nice. Yeah, when you got here last night.
Why isn't it inflated?
I had a lot of fun last night and I accidentally popped it.
Did you hook up last night?
Yeah, I did.
Who?
I did.
With who?
Oh, it was Labor Day weekend, so some random chick.
Pete continued to ramble on about his alleged drunken romp with a mystery woman before providing me with a brief tour of this peculiar beach bungalow bachelor pad. So, this door has no screen,
shit.
as you can see.
Shit.
Putting my hand through it.
Look at this.
Got the trash can. What's in here? Well, that might be a clue as to what happened last night. There's a huge
That might be it.
bottle of Peachtree booze and a McDonald's bag. You remember going to McDonald's last night?
I don't remember that.
Falling somewhere in between a frat boy's dream house and a merchandise hut, the rest of the bungalow is as muddled and messy as most of McKeffy's on-air interactions with Howard. Random junk, clutter, and misplaced furniture pieces adorn almost every nook and cranny of their living space. And as I attempted to map out our day together, Pete seemed unfazed by these less than ideal living conditions. What are you going to show me today? Because I really want to see how you live.
Well, basically, the day goes like I start out here, get dressed, obviously, and then go to the library.
All right, well, why don't you get dressed? We'll go over to the bar and then we'll head to the library because I really want to see your resume too.
Sure. Sure.
After going through his not-so-thorough morning routine, Pete and I began our 50-step stroll to Donovan's to meet some members of their staff, along with a very interesting barfly from this beachside staple of the Jersey Shore. Who's this guy?
Right away. This is Dizzy Dave here.
This is Dave?
Everybody calls him Dizzy Dave.
Dave?
In Monmouth County.
You Dave?
I'm Dave.
John Lieberman, Dave. Nice to meet you.
I know you. I know everybody.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
I just can't figure out who works for Curly or Curly, you know?
How long you known this guy?
Too long. Don't tell me you got a 55-pound pig and a 55-pound drum.
Not everyone at the bar was like my new friend Dave, though. Susie, Donovan's manager, has known Pete for 16 years and helped clarify some of the details surrounding Pete's supposedly wild night with a mystery woman. He claims he met a woman here last night.
Last night? No, there were only guys. I don't think we had any girls in the bar last night. It was raining. What was his name?
I don't remember.
Oh. So there was a girl here last night? Tell me about her.
I guess I was just so fucked up that I just didn't remember shit, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
That usually happens, you know?
I just caught him staring at your breasts, I believe.
Yeah, well.
Does he generally do that?
I mean, yeah, you know, you'll look up and whatever girl is near him, he'll sort of have that Petey look on his face with his jaw kind of open, giggling, and just sort of looking at boobs. Yeah, he does. That happens a lot.
That's what?
That's just me, you know?
So it's excusable because it's you.
Yeah.
But as I got to chatting with more of Donovan's staff, I discovered that Pete was stealing more than just cheap looks down Susie's shirt.
He'll just lurk towards the bar. Not much going on there. Every now and then he might try to swipe some tips off the bar. Yeah, you heard me correctly.
Pete, this is a very serious accusation. So let me ask you this. Have you taken money off the bar, money meant for tips for these hardworking bartenders, and put it in your pocket?
When I've been drunk, I've been accused of that, yeah, and that has happened. And it's just like, I just don't know where my mind's going.
There's stories other bartenders will tell you too, where there's $2 or $3 at a time. So collectively throughout the night, maybe 20 bucks.
Still, 20 bucks a night is 20 bucks a night.
He's not drinking. Where's it going?
How awkward is it, the fact that he lives 30 feet away.
Well, the most disturbing part is last weekend I found him passed out against the shed with pizza just all over him in his hair.
How does it end up in your hair, and how do you end up passed out over there?
Well, that's the part where it gets kind of dicey. It's like I don't remember any like details or anything. It's just so like abstract.
Pete's recollection of his mozzarella cheese-covered night was providing me with little insight into the reasons behind his inebriated antics. So I decided to check back in with Pete Sr. to learn more about his son's backstory. What is it about your son that our listeners and our viewers might not know?
Peter is smarter than a whip. He has a chemical imbalance, which is Tourette's, okay? He's got a heart the size of a manhole cover. I couldn't be prouder of my boy. He's not a boy anymore, he's a man. He loves the radio. I'll tell you one thing, what Howard has done, and all you guys for him, his self-esteem has gone up so much. It's just incredible. And I appreciate it. My wife does too. I mean, I love him. You know, it's Pete and repeat, Pete squared. He's been with me, you know, forever. And I told the guys before, he skied around the world with me. He was a model when I was at Skiing Magazine. He's a great skier. You know, he's got a band. He's an incredible drummer. He can sing. He doesn't brag about himself. And somebody that's accomplished as much as he has, it's amazing that he won't tell the story.
As I continued to delve deeper into Pete's past, I uncovered even more about his lifelong bout with physical afflictions. Tell me, Pete Sr., at what age Pete Jr. was diagnosed with Tourette's?
About 2.5, 3 years old. My wife found out it was just he wasn't rolling over. As a mom, it's like, went to the doctor, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. And we finally got the diagnosis, a thing called Tourette's.
It wasn't just Tourette's. What other diagnosis?
He was born with, it's a form of cerebral palsy called infantile paraplegia, which he was paralyzed on the left side.
And he was paralyzed on one side completely?
Left side, yeah, left side. And that's gone away. But again, people think cerebral palsy is Mongolism, and it's not. Cerebral palsy is a neurological disorder. And that got better through therapy. And you'll see Pete does this. That's Tourette's and that too.
What's the hardest part about being Pete's dad?
Nothing.
Now I've learned that Donovan's is less of a bar to Pete and more like a second home. But now I wanted to go to the place that changed Pete's life forever, the infamous public library. So Pete, how much has this library changed your life?
Before my internship with Howard, I would come here and post resumes online. And I would upload my resumes to different places. Since I got the internship with Howard back in 2009, this has changed my life 720 degrees. I mean, it's been a surreal, great experience. I mean, I can't really put it into words like how much it like changed my life. It's not just an internship. It's not just working for a radio station. You know, it's changed my life socially, and everything about it has changed.
As I continued my stroll with Pete, it wasn't long before I witnessed the magnitude of this life-altering internship.
Everything's been
Clearly a lot of people here know you. We just got a Baba Booey out of a truck. So clearly you're a star here in Red Bank.
I guess you can say. I mean, a lot of people here do know what's going on.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
Okay, why?
A little bit. I don't know. It's just it's excitement. It's a little adrenaline, you know.
Relax.
And,
we're gonna go in the library. We're gonna see Kathy, and we're gonna look at your resume.
Sounds like.
So relax.
I will. Sounds like a plan.
A former office manager for Howard during his run on terrestrial radio, Kathy Tobin first took notice of Pete a few years ago and realized that she could use her Stern Show connections to help give McKeffy a much-needed boost into the world of broadcasting. How did this lady change your life?
She changed my life really everywhere, because it wasn't just an internship, you know. I mean, a lot of people recognize me now, and it's a cool feeling to be able to to talk to people, and I feel more confident now. And where I didn't have a lot of confidence before. So
you're getting teary-eyed. You okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just kind of excited, you know. So.
Clearly touched by Kathy's generosity, McKeffy's fleeting glimpse of emotional transparency was the most real moment I'd shared with him all day, and I was hungry for more. So we sat down at the table where Pete's love affair with literacy all began. For example, what goes through your mind when you see this?
Wow, it just brings back so many memories. I mean, I used to sit here and play with these blocks and, you know, like that. And
that doesn't go in that hole.
And
see if you can find out which hole that goes in.
Like this one, like that one.
Here,
and,
try that.
Like, I think that goes there.
There you go.
Whoa, look at that.
So you used to spend a lot of time in here.
Yeah,
as a kid.
I did.
And what would you do?
I think I was like reading books and stuff. I think like as a youngster, just started reading children's books.
Can you complete this?
I don't know.
Well, let's try.
Yeah. I think that doesn't go in there. That might go. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Keep
going. Nice.
All right.
Getting somewhere, huh?
You're getting somewhere. You only have 8 pieces left.
Oh. There you go.
7 pieces left.
There you go. Look at that.
All right.
Look how fast I'm getting with this.
Now you're getting it. Yep.
I'm getting the hang of it now.
All right.
Look at this. Wait a minute. It's not working. I'm sorry.
We only have a couple more hours in town, so.
Oh, okay.
They don't make these as easy as they probably did when you were a kid.
No, they don't. No, this is very complicated. Very complicated. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I think we're almost there, John.
We are. We got 3 left. You're doing real well.
I appreciate that.
I'm not sure who this is more uncomfortable for, you or me. I've been in a lot of uncomfortable situations.
I don't know. I think this might take the cake, you know? I think this definitely might take the cake.
All right, well, we're going to go do your resume. Try those last 2. There must be holes that fit. And we have to go look upstairs.
Did you get the idea, though?
Well, I get the idea, but let's just see. Just so you can complete it.
Did you get, like, the premise of like it's like, you know, you put the round peg through the spur hole, sort of, you know, kind of.
What?
Sort of. I don't know. All right.
2 more. All right, 1 more.
You're putting the pressure on me, John.
I know. It's tough. Close. No, 1 more. Come on. You can do it. Seriously. There. All right. It's a little loud for the library, but good job.
That's all right.
So, you came here 30 years ago as a child. How have you changed in that 30 years?
Not much, actually.
That is probably the truest answer that you'll say today. I was beginning to learn that his daily trips to the Red Bank Library are rife with tedious moments like these. And as we made our way to the Internet Lounge, I was curious to see what a resume from the desk of Peter McKeffy looks like. So, summary of qualifications. Highly motivated and responsible. You motivated and responsible?
I'd like to think so, yeah.
Except when you pass out in the parking lot of the bar.
With pizza all over me, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're familiar with transmission of broadcasts, switching, control of operations of telecommunications systems. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Did you copy that off of somebody else's site?
It just seemed inquisitive.
It seemed what?
It seemed inquisitive.
What?
Or it seemed seemed
Inquisitive?
very, very intellectual. So,
Public address announcer, Red Bank Regional High School?
yeah, I did football games for. I did,
I'm sorry to laugh. Stop laughing, guys. You're making me laugh.
What's that?
Sorry.
Um,
So, you were a public address. Come on, man.
I know it's hard to believe, but yeah.
Sorry. Give me.
What the
we
F,
have to
John?
Sorry, we have to be quiet.
WTF?
We have to be quiet because we're in a library. But can you just give me a line of what you used to announce?
Well, like I said, I did football games. I announced football games.
Okay, so what would you say?
And first and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Dude, you spit all over me. Okay, say that again. Say that again.
First and 10 at the 26.
Okay.
You know.
And how long did
So
you?
and so and so.
How long did you have
So and
this?
so has the ball.
How long did you have this gig?
1 season, actually.
Okay, one season.
Yeah. That was it.
All right, and then they got rid of you?
Yeah.
From outdated listings to stretched versions of the truth, it became apparent that this job-seeking redhead's resume needed a serious overhaul. And the final line on your resume, affiliations, Eagle Scout, Boys Scouts of America.
That's correct.
Boys Scouts?
Boys Scouts, yeah.
What is Boys Scouts?
If Boys Scouts, if you will, not Boy Scouts, Boys Scouts. So.
Is this different from what's commonly known as Boy Scouts?
Right, right.
This is different.
I just added a little S there, just to spice it up a little bit.
On purpose, or?
No, it was a mistake, but I just.
Oh, it was a mistake you're trying to cover up now.
That was an oversight on my part.
So, why should I hire you? If I had a job open as an employer, why should I hire you based on this resume?
I honestly have no clue. No clue at all.
A fitting answer, as I too had no clue as to what Pete was hoping to accomplish on these publicly shared computers each day, until I made a startling discovery while perusing his inbox. I'm looking in your inbox and I see Match.com, Ashley Madison, 8-Minute Dating, Date Disabled. Do you try to date disabled women?
I've looked into it, yeah, but
Do you have a fetish for disabled women?
I do not.
And your username is Medical Pete, so people might think you're a doctor.
True.
Medical Pete. Wait. Is this a gay website? You've been invited to meet men NOT players in person?
I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. That is,
Just be honest. Do you?
No. That's really news to me.
Are you interested in men and women?
No, I'm not. I'm not bi.
I'm just a reporter. I'm just trying to find out. I'm trying to get an insight.
No,
so
listen.
I'll ask again.
No.
Are you interested in men and women?
No, I'm not.
Just women?
Just women, yeah.
But you are salivating a little bit at the thought of men.
I would never do that. No.
Are you into disabled people?
I'm into whatever it takes.
Have you had sex with a disabled person?
I have not.
And so I learned this place where Pete spends so much time each week is an integral part of who he really is. But what I was about to find out would shock me to the core. I have heard on the streets here that you also play the drums.
This is true.
And I know that a lot of days you'll stop into Monmouth Music and just start playing.
That's what this is right now, yes.
So
yes.
Take me in, show me what you do.
Sure. This is Nick and Ryan from the Monmouth Music. Ryan.
What's up,
This is John Lieberman. How you doing?
Hey, Ryan. Good to meet you. How you doing?
How are you?
Nick, pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
So you guys have been here a long time, huh?
Yeah, 25 years.
Wow. Tell me about this guy, what you know about him, and his music ability.
Well, I know he plays drums. I know he's got a cool voice, too. I've seen him get up with Brian Kirk and the Jerks.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Doing some tunes. Donovan's.
Sure, he's one of our regulars here.
All right, and you guys have a set that he can bang out a few things on, huh?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
Let's set it up.
Even with the endorsement of local music aficionados, I couldn't fathom a scenario where a guy who just moments ago labored over a puzzle tailor-made for toddlers was going to be proficient behind a drum set.
All right, do your thing.
Dave Grohl, he's not, but McKeffy's metronome timing was surprisingly solid. Oh, what happened there?
I got caught up for a moment there.
You missed a couple of them.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good, huh? As he continued to passionately pound the kit, I found out that drumming helps spark the most primal of Pete's instincts.
Yay!
Now, your face looks angry while you're playing the drums.
I love to get into it, though. You know?
What are you thinking about while you are pounding on these?
I'm thinking of having sex. Like that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about extravagant sex.
So you're equating beating down on these with sex?
Yeah, but not beating down on women. I'm not going there. But it's just I don't know, euphemation. I don't know.
A euphemation?
Yeah. Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
All right.
Although I couldn't quite grasp Pete's sexual connection to drumming, I was now convinced that there was much more to this lovable lifer of the Jersey Shore than meets the eye. And it was in our next stop at the downtown cafe of Red Bank where I met the woman that sets Pete's huge heart afire.
We have a cute bartender in here. Top bartender.
There's a bartender you like in here?
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time in here.
I do. Because of this bartender. This is the reason why I come in here.
All right, let's see what she has to say about you. With a gorgeous face and a personality to match, I knew right away why Pete was so smitten. So I decided to step aside and let the man do his thing. I don't want to interrupt you two. In fact, I think I'm going to step out. You guys chat for a little while.
Christine, hey, listen.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Can I come back there and make some drinks with you?
You want to make some drinks with me?
I'd love to.
I don't know.
I'd love to.
You gotta ask Chris that one first.
I want to challenge you to a drink making contest. What do you think?
While it was nice to see Pete finally go on the offensive in his perpetual search for Christine's affection, Chris, the restaurant's general manager, offered him some more practical advice.
Have a drink. Don't make a drink. Have a drink.
Have a drink?
Have a drink. All right.
After generously providing McKeffy with a tall, frosty brew to soothe his nerves, Chris made sure Pete's nervous, empty stomach was satiated by a delicious plate of sushi.
This is the first. I'm eating the chopstick.
Doing pretty good, man. Almost.
I made such a mess. Well, look at this. Yum. This shit's good.
Predictably, the man who was recently discovered with pizza cheese in his hair was struggling with chopsticks. So Pete opted to return to a more familiar Western take on food utensils. Pete doesn't know that we're watching him right now. He thinks we're at a bit of a distance. But he's dropping, as you can see. For every piece he gets on his fork, he drops 2.
It's gonna take me forever to eat it.
After he refueled on raw fish, I prompted a reinvigorated Pete to share his musical talents with the bartending beauty.
You're just so stunning. Stunningly beautiful. Right? Stunning. I'm gonna take my baby down to the shore. I'm gonna take my baby down to the shore. And if she wants more, then I don't know.
It was good.
Yeah. Need a little practice on that.
That's good. I give you credit for trying.
Yeah.
Pete's pursuit of Christine clearly wasn't working, but as I was learning, Pete is anything but a quitter. So I decided to trail him as he tried his luck on a couple of unsuspecting ladies nearby.
Who are you?
I'm Matt Pete. You're from the Howard Stern Show.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yana from Czech Republic.
Seriously, you sound like you're from
I am from out there.
Russia or something.
No, Czech Republic. So what is it you're famous for?
I'm,
I guess you are if people are following you.
I'm a radio personality.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have a good voice? Let's see. Talk to me.
I have a radio personality.
Oh, wow.
Sexy, huh?
Yeah.
Sexy voice, huh?
Let's see. Talk to me.
I don't know. What else you want to know? What else you want to know about me?
Do you work during day, night? When is your show?
The show's in the morning. Show's at 6 o'clock.
So you have to get up early.
Yeah, you know.
And people listen to you while they're waking up.
Driving, working, you know, going to work.
Awesome.
Whatever how they do it, you know.
What do you do? Like walk around bar and do a little small talk with everybody?
Yeah, basically.
And then you put it on your show?
Yeah.
And people call in your show too?
People call in, yeah.
I had heard enough of Pete's embellishment of the truth and felt it was time to intervene. If he was going to get anywhere with this attractive foreign female, he needed to refocus. Do you believe that the Howard Stern Show is your own show?
No.
That's what you told these women.
Well, being that they can listen to me as a part of the show.
You left out the part of the show part, though.
Yeah.
I
just got too into it because they're so beautiful. I got caught up in the conversation.
You get blinded by the beauty.
I do.
And then you'll say anything. And you'll do anything.
I won't. See, beauty is so... I don't know.
I could feel Pete's confidence beginning to lose steam, so I knew that I had to give him a beat to help reignite his fiery musical personality.
I want to take my lady down to the shore, and if she wants more, then I'll take my lady back to the shore. Yeah.
What happens after that? You take her back to the shore, then what? What? Come on, what?
Then I get into it a little bit. You know?
Get into it.
I get into it a little bit.
So you're taking her back to the shore, and then what?
Pants come off. Pants come off.
The pants come off, then what?
Dress comes off.
The dress comes off, then what?
Immediately, I get this big fucking boner.
And then what?
And then it's like insertion, bro. Insertion.
And then what?
And then it's like penetration, bro.
And then what?
Penetration.
What? Then what?
It's digging deeper, bro.
And then what?
Deeper and deeper.
You're scaring me. Then what?
Go all over the place.
I have never seen anything like this. Then what?
All over the place.
I cannot believe how crazy you are. Then what?
In and out, 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 in and out.
And then what? I'm backing up a step because you're scaring me. And just like that, McKeffy's glowing spirit had returned. So he rolled up his beer-stained sleeves and got back to work.
Are you waiting for me?
Of course I am.
I want to take you down to the shore.
Look, now he's singing. This is like a revival, except now he's touching her.
I'll take you back down to the shore.
Oh, wow.
I think it's the alcohol because he drank the one beer and now he's into it.
Very comfortable right here. Awesome.
She is absolutely stunningly gorgeous.
When I began this journey embedded with medicated Pete, I didn't know what to expect. And now, after a full day together, I'm trying to comprehend exactly what just took place. In fact, I'm still unsure as to what I learned today, except for one thing. Peter McKeffy is an enigma. And while he's known around these parts as a wanderer, a drifter, I'd like to think of him more as a red-headed ambassador who, through a satellite signal that extends infinitely beyond the confines of the central Jersey Shore, brings joy and laughter to the masses. He may be eccentric and at times just plain bizarre, but Medicated Pete is a true original, beloved by everyone he meets. So now, as he is set adrift once again, what will become of Pete? Only time and the great wide open will tell. I'm John Lieberman.
This is a Howard TV original production.
On this episode, the Stern Show bathroom is viciously attacked.
Look, dripping wet shit.
Who is the guilty one? And will they suffer the consequences?
Did you do a shit and run?
I swear on the life of my children, I did not shit today.
What's your problem? Testing 1, 2.
Baba Booey.
Yeah.
Hey-oh, yeah.
I guess I exposed Shitgate by going into the bathroom. I had to just take off a hat and brush my hair real quickly. And it stunk horribly. When I told people how bad it stunk in there, then people went in and further explored.
There's like liquid shit on the floor.
See?
Hey, note the time so we all know this isn't Richard
Yes,
Bush.
note the time.
By the way.
So, there's stuff on the seat,
There you go.
I was
in the back,
expecting-
and on the floor
I was
underneath.
expecting a lot. Wait,
On
hold
the
on a
floor
second.
underneath.
Oh, that's cool.
That's great.
Oh, that's ass juice. That is
Yeah.
fresh fucking ass juice.
That's why it stinks.
Hold on a second. It's gross. It smelled gross. It looked gross. No shit should ever be out of the toilet. Period. End of story. Oh!
It's gross.
Oh, gross. Hold on, I gotta get the. Oh!
Ronnie's gonna go do it.
Tracy and Ronnie are on it. Tracy and Ronnie are on it right now.
It's whoever was.
Oh, they're leaking.
1 or 2 before me. That's who it is. So the way the logs work is you have a key card, and the key card opens up the bathroom door, and there is a running log of every single person who goes in there.
I went to the room of the security office, and I said, pull the fucking goddamn thing that shows who went in and out of that bathroom this morning. And then I got the list.
So you went in at 8:40. That's the one.
It was like, what, 5 minutes before?
Well, no. Greg was in there before you.
Greg was in there before you. But hold on, Richie went in.
Benji.
When did Richie go? Richie, here's where Richie discovered it.
Benji again was the last one.
9:15. I think. I don't know.
No, it was before me.
Doug Goodstein is claiming he discovered it. So I'm taking Doug at his word. That had to happen before him.
Right. That already makes Doug a suspect, but okay.
To me, right. But okay, so here are the 3 people, of course, that were in the bathroom before Doug. And then again, if this can come up, if we're going to talk bathroom.
Yeah.
It's around this time that I start to realize I've been in this bathroom 3 times this morning. I look like probably the most guilty of all the suspects. And I start to hear Gary mentioning my name.
Hey, Greg?
Yeah.
So, are you the one who made the discovery at 8:23?
With Richie, we just, but I don't think it happened at
No, this was like
8:23.
5 minutes ago. Greg was coming out, and I was going in to take a piss, and then I saw it.
Yeah, but Doug was the one who found it.
I tried to go in at one point and then quickly turned around because it was so bad in there. But then we didn't see where the actual smell was coming from until later.
So, is this the smell or the actual?
There's a puddle of
Stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the cracks of the dog. Like,
Got it.
It's
you
everywhere.
see
It's
that?
everywhere.
Am I gonna?
And it's wet. It's fresh. It's not like.
But I would take a lie detector that it wasn't. Like that's how.
All right, put up a note. Put up a note. Steve.
Yeah.
Put up a note. We think somebody shit on the floor in the bathroom.
Oh no, I would probably win that too.
By the way, just to change to a happier topic, we think someone shit on the floor of the bathroom.
What?
What?
Yeah, and
What are you talking about?
we have a little private bathroom that we use for guests, and I've given permission for the staff to use it. Someone has done the ultimate foul. Look, this shit
But
on the
how
floor.
could they miss that?
And look at
badly?
the bowl, Robin. If you can see that, not only did
Oh,
they shit
my
on the floor, pan
God.
up. They shit all over the bowl.
Oh my God!
How do you do that?
It was like the was it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre or something like that? Except it was one man with one anus and just a whole pile of shit.
It's on the wall.
No,
the shit is. Look at Robin. Look at that.
He's exploding.
Look at it. It's all shit underneath.
Oh man!
They're gonna have to take
You
that
lift up
apart.
the toilet seat and there's like shit stains.
It's everywhere.
It's like liquid ass all over there.
Oh, gee.
Once Howard got word of what was going on, it became very chaotic. We had to find the culprit. We had to find the mad shitter.
Doug Goodstein discovered it, and Doug was in there at 8:40.
Go ahead.
Before him, Greg, who works on our TV show, was in there a few minutes before that. So Greg was in there at 8:23. The person in there at 8:17, because how long can a smell last, was Tim Sabian.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. John, you're the new guy. Go grab an interview with Tim. Yeah. He'll talk about it.
And this is always Tim whenever we have an accident?
There's been inklings of shit on the back of the seat, kind of, and it's always been after Tim has been in there, and he drinks that fucking juice shit, and everybody's saying it looks the color of the juice that he was drinking.
Where's Tim? I need an explanation.
He was here in the building somewhere, but we couldn't find him for a long time.
I didn't know where he was. It's not like he has a bat cave that like I know where he is, but no one else knows. If people don't know where he is, I probably don't either. If he really hides, which I think he did that day.
Did anybody call him on a cell phone? Yeah, I didn't call it cell. I just called his cell phone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Where?
Go ahead.
Right here.
All right, I didn't shit.
He's going in.
All right.
No, I didn't shit.
Did you do a shit and run?
No, I didn't shit today.
Swear on the life
swear
of your
to God.
children.
I swear on the life of my children. I did not shit today.
And the more someone doesn't come forward, the more this became intriguing and interesting and fun for Howard to play with.
Would you take a lie detector?
We don't need a lie detector. We have DNA.
We have DNA.
Oh,
Do DNA then.
Would you do a DNA test?
Do DNA then. I did not shit. I swear to God.
Once they start talking about it and they latch onto it, this is like, it's the epicenter of ball busting. They're not going to let that go. That's a fresh piece of meat. This is what Howard lives for. So I knew that wasn't going away.
It's unthinkable, it's unimaginable, it's unfathomable that this guy went to the bathroom, shit everywhere, shit flying all over the place, and left the bathroom and thought there wouldn't be fallout from it. It's insane.
Gary, I know this is gross. I want that shit scraped for DNA, and we're going to test the 5 people who were around the bathroom.
I was at my desk in the newsroom, which is outside of the compound, when I started to hear this unfold on the air. And I knew immediately this was going to be a big story for us.
Lieberman said he'll do it.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Make Lieberman do it. He's the newest guy here.
Yeah, get some gloves.
Yeah.
Let's get a plastic.
Lieberman's a newsman. You want to be a newsman?
We have to make
Then
sure,
do it.
that
You got to go where the dirt is.
Gary, I can't hear what's going on. What are you and Lieberman talking about?
No, I'm being serious.
Gary, put your mic
Gary,
on.
no, listen.
There's 50 fucking people yelling at me.
I missed the Lieberman conversation.
John Lieberman just said that he would go in and swab it.
With a I will do it with a Q-tip.
Right.
But that area is being compromised, so I got to get to it right now.
Get to it now.
Right, before it's contaminated, as they say.
Do you have a Q-tip?
Yeah, sure. I carry them all the time.
Where's there a Q-tip? And the next thing I know, I have plastic gloves on my hand, I have Q-tips, and I have baggies, and I'm gathering feces samples from the Stern Show bathroom. Be careful, no contamination of the scene. What is this?
Oh, what is it?
What?
NCAA.
No. Hold on.
Somebody, look, somebody tried to turn off the light when they left.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, this is important. And you have it here and behind. Oh.
I'll tell you the just drop the mic right on the tree.
Okay, this should be labeled floor to the left of the toilet. I spent 7 years at America's Most Wanted, and I've spent a lot of time at crime scenes. So I knew that this scene had to be handled meticulously, and it had to be taken seriously, and we had to get as many samples as we could. Floor to the left of the toilet.
I do have to say, Lieberman was pretty professional. He seemed to. It certainly looked like he knew what he was doing.
Ew! Oh my God. Is that rust? Is that rust? No, that's fresh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Somebody better fucking come here. That is shit. Look, dripping wet shit. I've just never seen anything like it. There has to be an explanation. God. Holy shit. All right, this is even worse than I thought.
John,
I'm about to throw up.
This one that you handed me, that was railing?
Railing, and this is railing number 2. There's actually pieces of shit on the handicap railing.
Tracy, the office manager, who likes things very clean, came to check up on the status of the shit on the walls.
Is that really fucking shit all over the floor? Over there?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And you're nice.
Wow.
When you go in there at 8 o'clock in the morning and you shit all over the wall, there's something psychologically missing to think that that's okay to do it and then leave and just not think about it again.
Then we start calling DNA experts, and we're getting a variety of different answers.
They ended up getting in contact with a DNA center here in New York City. Okay, standard labs don't do fecal matter DNA tests, and DNA, while it can be found in fecal matter, isn't always found in fecal. Okay, that's where we're at right now.
At that point, I began questioning suspects. We had Tim professing his innocence loudly and first in studio. From there, we went and questioned everybody else who had buzzed into that bathroom over that 3-hour period. That included Howard TV cameraman Greg Carmel. So at 8:23, when you smell it, you don't look, you don't examine what's there.
I just figured someone had taken a really smelly dump in.
So you didn't even see anything at 8:23.
No. But I really
smelled it.
And then obviously it was behind and underneath, and I didn't even. I don't remember if the toilet seat was up or down or not, but it was so pungent and it smelled so fresh that I couldn't stand to be in there, even just to pee.
Another suspect was Ronnie Mund. He had been in that bathroom that morning.
I was in there at 7 o'clock.
And it was
It
fine.
was clean.
Okay. That's what we need to know.
I'm telling you, it was clean.
Sal was a suspect because we already knew he had some digestive problems.
I think it may have been Sal.
No, I can't go in.
Oh my God.
Crime scene.
You don't want to indict yourself. You don't want to be implicated in that.
We're gonna find all the stuff of Sal's in there.
Let's go get Sal's DNA from that shit. Yeah. Benji Bronk was a suspect as well because Benji also had been in that bathroom.
Benji.
Yeah.
Did you make a number 2 in there today?
No.
Really? Seriously?
No, I swear. Doesn't it say?
Swear on the life of your girlfriend.
I don't like doing that.
Okay, he did it.
All right, fine.
Guilty.
You say I don't like doing it.
All right, Gary.
Check the DNA. Check the DNA.
Another suspect was J.D. Harmeyer. J.D. actually said on the wrap-up show that he was 99% sure it wasn't him.
I did use the bathroom in the number 2 capacity early, actually, Sunday night, because I got here early. I am 99.9% sure it's not me. And well, I
How can you not be 100% sure?
Because that's like the 0.01% of guilt that stands in my mind constantly.
I
100%.
I respect your honesty and coming forward like this. I think you're in the clear.
We ended the day not knowing who shit on the floor. I mean, we ended the day knowing that we were going to probably send the shit out to get DNA sampled. We ended the day knowing that the 2 main culprits were Greg Carmel and Tim Sabian. You used to see the DNA on my desk right now. It's ridiculous. Everything's labeled and baggies.
That's real reporting.
Real reporting.
Now you boys are finally in them. I bet you it's going to be sound.
It will be. I don't even know what you're talking about.
The DNA.
Uh-oh. No,
Uh-oh.
Wolf.
I can't believe this.
Uh-oh.
Yesterday on the show, as you know, Robin, there was duty found all over the toilet seat, all over the floor and walls. I am so pissed off that I have to find the culprit who doesn't know how to shit around
Nobody
here.
will step up. We've got to uncover them.
Can I go in there, Gary?
Yes. To say what?
I want to talk about the railing and to talk about the time frame. I went in studio and I started to describe what I found, and the evidence I had gathered. This was an explosion unlike any I've ever seen, and this
was a terrorist act.
It was on the left wall, the right wall,
it's impossible.
and then dripping from.
I don't think I could
railing.
shit like that if I tried.
It's still kind of like
unless you stood up.
They cleaned
I'm
it
an
up.
ape.
They cleaned it up in there, but they didn't do a good job because it's still on the wall.
Well, here's what I want to say right now. The person whose DNA matches that duty is being fired.
If you're making me go pay for this, and you're making me do all of this, and you're not confessing, then there's going to be repercussions.
I will find that person and hunt them down.
We finally got word from several DNA experts that it was impossible, that through what we had, it would be impossible to find out who did this.
Howard knew as well that the DNA testing might not come back accurate, but he played it off brilliantly.
Come forward now, admit what you did, and let's be done with it.
How does it feel to be a suspect
I
in
don't care,
Shitgate?
dude. I told you. Take my DNA right now. Stick a thing up my ass, whatever you want to do.
I feel like I'm affiliated with criminals. Because to shit on the wall like that and to abuse a common bathroom is criminal.
We ran a number of stories, including interviews with all of the main suspects. Tim, from the get-go, was defiant.
Tim.
Yes. Tim, yes.
What does it feel like to be a suspect in Shitgate?
Hey, go fuck yourself in your shit gig, all right?
I think Tim thought I knew more because we're so close to the bathroom with the control room. Maybe he thought I saw him and went in there like the split second after.
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
The person who did this, which I just passed Tim in the hall, he looked a little guilty, but I'm not saying
Tim,
it's him.
please come in and admit your guilt.
And just fess
And
up.
let's, because I don't want, I'm going to have to fire Tim, and I love Tim.
I figure, this is going to continue, and I'm just going to end it because I was getting tired of it myself. It was like, okay, it was fun, but now I got other things to do and to focus on, so let's do it.
Get in there, Timmy. Here we go. I'll get a boss.
Tim, if it's you, just tell me.
Okay, I shit, okay? We all happy now?
Now let me ask you something.
No, I gotta go.
No, but what, okay, so you admit you did it.
I like hot peppers.
What happened? Were you sick?
Yeah, I was sick.
You were, really?
Yeah, I was sick, really sick. I'm not kidding. I come to work sick, doesn't matter how sick, whatever. That's it. I swear to God, I thought I was going to pass out.
I don't know what the hell happened, but there's got to be some weird ritual he does when he shits, because any normal person, I don't care how violent you have diarrhea, you would shit into a bowl. I mean, it's disgusting.
I didn't notice. I didn't care. I did what I had to do. When a man is sick, a man is sick. And I, my friends, was sick.
How do you spray out like that? I've never done that.
I was really sick, and I thought I cleaned it, but I was really sick.
All Tim wanted to do was say, I did it, and get out of there. And I took it upon myself, rightly or wrongly, to begin asking more questions when Tim was in the studio. How did you get it on the railings above the toilet?
No, I didn't even. Who knew? I thought I just took a shit.
Did you use paper towels?
Okay, how did you clean it up?
Paper towels.
Paper towels.
And where did you put them? Where did you dispose of them?
Put them in the toilet.
We're just going to need you to sign a statement when you go out there. Just
blow me, all right? Fuck John Lieberman. Fuck him. I had Mexican food the day before, and it was like I was sick. I must have had food poisoning for I don't even know. I was sicker than a dog.
There's so many questions. And this whole idea that he ate Mexican food, I don't care what food. There's no food on the planet that could shoot rocket fuel out of your ass like what happened to him.
And so it sprayed out of your ass onto the walls how?
I have no idea.
Did you stand when you shit?
No. Were you in mid-squat? I was like running in there.
You were getting your pants down.
Yeah, running in. It was like I thought I was going to either throw up or,
Wow.
It was just involuntary reaction. I mean, it was just, run in, do what I had to do, and run out.
When he comes in the next day and admits that he was a big fat liar, yeah, you lose a little respect there.
I swear on the life of my children, I did not shit today.
Maybe he has another family of kids like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he really just doesn't care about those kids. He's like, he doesn't care if they drop dead.
You probably don't want to swear on anyone's life if you know you're really lying hard through your teeth, especially your kids.
I swore on my kids I didn't shit. I didn't shit in the bathroom. That was an explosion. There's a big difference. Big difference. That's getting sick. That's a big difference. Let's define that. So, I love my kids, right?
You got your man.
when you put pressure on a suspect, they tend to crack. And in this case, the pressure was building. And what's more pressure than Howard Stern saying he's going to fire you if you don't come clean? That was his genius. I was just here to assist.
Okay, we all happy now?
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, gross. Jesus. I'm looking at his ass right now. Like, what came out of there?
The exploding ass.
Jason,
how you doing? I don't know if I want to take her.
Dude, what are you doing?
Are you washed?
Yeah, we're washed already.
I'm afraid to go to the bathroom.
Tim,
all right,
the truth came out.
I got to go back to work.
The truth came out, Tim.
One of the toughest aspects of working here is the fact that when you screw up or when you're on the hot seat, you have cameras in your face, you have news reporters shoving microphones in your face. It never goes away.
I got to go back to work, all right? Is everybody happy?
Was it the threat of a firing that caused you to relinquish the truth?
No, firing would be too good.
Tim.
What?
Were you smoked out of your hole? Were you smoked out of your hole?
No, I can care.
How are you feeling today?
Good. I feel good today. Thank you.
Yeah, I spoke to a stomach doctor. He said the person may have had an infection.
Seriously, that's enough.
With Tim, I started to see the frustration mounting.
Tim, let me just ask you one quick question.
Seriously.
No,
I'm done with it. Yep, kill it. It's done. All right?
Yeah. But you know what? It's no accident when that guy left.
Stop it. Seriously. I'm Nina. Stop.
The truth shall set you free, Tim. Look at it. You told the truth, and now all you have to deal with is weeks and weeks of embarrassment and jokes and the Howard TV special about it. Was it that hard? Was it that hard?
You better fucking calm down with your eating. What is going on with you?
Does he need to set up?
Oh, yeah, we have to plug in.
You're combining all kind of weird diet.
No, I had Mexican food the day before, and I was
and then green drink.
No, I'm walking to work, and it's like this. I swear to God.
You drink that green drink.
And I'm pinching my cheeks walking to
no
work.
Mexican food for you. Tim, we don't have time for your shitting. We're taking up an hour and a half.
Oh, shit. No, 2 hours.
2 hours.
And plus the wrap-up show. That's 3.
Well, maybe you should go shit again.
I got the new Howard Time costume now.
Because, you know what? The thing is, it's not so much the show, it's the aftermath. No, it's the aftermath. Yeah. How could you, as an executive...
You're setting an example for the rest of us, sir.
As an executive, how could you... Really? Well, executives don't shit. I forgot.
Tim shit is like, at first you can't stop thinking about it. And there are days that go by, you forget Tim shit all over the walls. But then there are days that you just can't get it out of your mind. So it'll always be there lurking somewhere in the background.
Dude, you're going to be like the petcock now. You know that, right?
You're the petcock.
All right. You're never going to live that down.
Petcock. Hey, everybody shits. Everybody poops.
That's right. Did those cookies used to be white?
How are you? The culprit? Are you the culprit?
Oh, there he is.
Crapgate.
The burp walk.
As the director, producer, and writer of the Take Me Back tape, and as the person who threw out the first pitch for the Mets, no, you'll never live this down. In 10 years, I'll go, oh, but a fucking first pitch. But so 10 years, Tim will go, I'm now the president of Sirius Satellite Radio. And I'm like, don't shit on the toilet.
Tim should be proud because I've heard many people refer to an explosive shit or stomachache or diarrhea as, I have to go Sabian.
I don't know of anything humanly that can make that happen. I've never seen anything like it, and I hope I never see anything like it again.
Did he lay on the floor and just explode like a volcano? Like, how did this happen? And I don't know. I have no idea.
How did you shit that violently? How did it get all over the place? I mean, where was he? Was he standing? Was he sitting? Did he... I don't know. I mean, I don't know how... It's still shitgate. I don't understand it.
I'll do it in slow-mo so you can watch everything up close and personal. Here we go. Card against the door. The door opens. The door swings open. Tim bursts into action, hits the door handle, turns around, and vavoom! There you go.
Hi, I'm Dr. Billy Goldberg. I'm a host of Dr. Radio on Sirius XM 81, also an ER doctor. Stress people get stressful intestinal things. When people have diarrhea, they describe this crampy, sharp pain. And it's usually from gas in the intestines and the intestines kind of squeezing a lot. And that's when you feel this urge to go. Tim was struggling with all these metabolic changes in his body. He's feeling like he's going to go, so he's clenching down. And you often vacillate between trying to speed up to get there, but then as you speed up, you lose the attention to trying to keep your sphincter closed. There's big muscles around the anal opening, and when those are ready to blast and let go, boom, it opens up and you're out. We call this a code brown, and it's just an explosion. It's just pure force, and it can be quite traumatic. My best guess is that he had some sort of viral illness. It was probably complicated by some other factors, but it's not unusual to feel ill for hours to days after that, and that's probably what was going on in Tim. And your body naturally clears these things, and it just took him some time to get better.
This is our reenactment of your shitting horribly in the bathroom. You ready?
Well, whether this reenactment is real or not is to be determined.
It's pretty real.
So, okay, good.
Okay, ready?
I have a much nicer ass than that.
Oh my God.
Wow. Oh, great. Sure, okay.
You know, we missed the part of him cleaning the walls up and stuff. Oh, he didn't clean the walls.
Thanks for putting a complete halt to my career.
Nobody shake Tim's hands because it doesn't wash his hands.
I wash my hands in my clothes.
You just wipe them on your pants.
Wipe your hands on your pants.
And my suits fit better than that, so that's... And I make sure that my... Yeah, exactly. That's class. Just remember, revenge is a bitch. Revenge is a bitch.
But wait, the one thing I gotta know, you weren't sitting on the toilet.
You know, it doesn't even... This is... And then my assistant's here. That's,
No,
so it's
no,
like,
I'll leave. I'll leave, and then I'll tell
so
you.
embarrassing.
I'm gonna go.
This is so fucking embarrassing.
You definitely were
You
not
humiliated
sitting
me.
on the toilet.
You just want to bring me down. You just want to tear me down. Diarrhea. It's not funny. It's not fun. But it happens to the best of us.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
On Monday's wrap-up show, we had comedian Tom Cotter from America's Got Talent come in, and his wife Carrie stopped by, and they talked about how on the show that day, they might have told the world too much about their sex life. Here's how it went.
Tom Cotter dropped by, spoke to Howard in a completely different setting, I guess, and I wonder, Tom Cotter, if that was what you expect. You're a fan of the show, so you kind of had to know what was going to happen going in there.
Yes, and I was warned by everybody. If you bring your wife, they're going to have her come in, and he's going to ask if all of her caves have been explored. And sure enough,
you brought your
right down to the exact wording. Yeah, he did.
Did you think twice about not bringing your wife today?
Of course I did.
And?
Why would you bring your wife into a situation where he was going to ask her if she had had anal sex? I mean, you know, that's really not something you want to bring. Yeah, so I did not prepare myself mentally for it, but I'm still recovering. I'm a little shocked.
The interview was flowing, and then he asked about your wife being with other comedians previously or whatever, and that seemed to definitely throw you for a loop there.
Yeah. Yeah, because you want to hear about that. Don't you want to talk about all the chicks that your wife has been with intimately in the past? Yeah, that's great.
I could see Tom visibly getting upset. You know, making faces. And the thing that I thought was so great about your wife, even though your wife's a comedian, she was being. I found her to be very real. Yeah, and I didn't think she was going for a joke. She was just being real and telling the story. And every time she told it, I could see your whole body language change.
Yeah, it was fingernails on a chalkboard. Listening to that.
Now, why is that? Do you think it's bad because you don't want your family to hear it? Do you think it's bad for your image, or do you just don't want to? Because we tell everything here. We're idiots.
It's not the image thing. It's just, that's my wife. That's, there's this sanctity of marriage thing going on there. There's a sacred, and then she comes in and, oh, yeah, we do it anally, and we've done this, and we've done that. And I'm like, shut up.
Well, the hot cocoa story was an interesting one.
Oh, God, yeah.
She's like, remember that? Remember that? And you're like, no, I don't remember. Please move on.
Yeah.
But, Gary, the second Tom flinched or cringed or whatever you want to say when Howard first brought it up, immediately okay, this is where he's going to go.
Of course. He smelled blood in the water. He's a shark. And I was like, oh, Jesus, masquerade it. Make it look like you're comfortable. And I couldn't do it.
I thought he was going to press more on who were the headliners that you might have gone out with. But he just touched upon that. I mean, getting Colin Quinn was funny enough for that joke, but that wasn't even, really what he spoke to her about. She was pretty open about talking about it. Did you, now on your way here?
She outed me about hair plugs in front of 19 million people or whatever.
Right.
Thank you, honey. That's great.
So is that, was that something you've never spoken about before?
No, I've talked about it. I'm very open about it. But, not on such a big, stage, as it were.
Now, on your way here, are you in the car and do you say, honey, I know you're coming with me, but it's a Howard show. You never know. You could end up on the air, and if you do, this is how it'll go?
No, she was warned, but I don't stifle her. I can't tell her what she can and can't say. She wears the pants, really. And so she came in and she just let go with both barrels. And now we have to do damage control and put out these fires for the rest of the day.
Well, damage control with who?
Her family more than anybody else, I think. Her brother already tweeted us. He's not happy.
Because you tell people you're doing the show, you want everyone to tune in and see how it's going to go.
Yeah, tune in. I'll be the joke boy. It'll be little dancing monkey, and then all of a sudden, your sister takes it in the ass. Really? No, that's great.
Here's the
I
thing.
just saw them at Thanksgiving too. We just held hands and prayed and did all that shit, and now. Hot cocoa blowjobs.
See, I have a theory on this. Like, my brother-in-law is an enormous fan of the show. He listens every day. He listens to every show on the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about a lot of stuff involving his sister, and he just doesn't bring it up to me. I think it's like your brother-in-law shouldn't bring it up to you.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is my son's in a Catholic school. He's at St. Gregory's School, and now we're worried that, we're going to get called in and one of the nuns is going to read us the riot act or they're going to expel him because of this. So, yeah, there's some
anything.
damage. Yeah, but, his mommy and daddy had potty mouths on television or radio or whatever. So it's, oh, God, I can't even imagine the phone calls and emails I'm going to get the rest of the day.
John, do you see how uncomfortable he is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel for him.
I know.
I mean,
we've all been there.
Yeah.
A little bit different Howard than the AGT Howard?
No, he was actually pretty much the same. I love that guy. I mean, he really helped my career dramatically this year, and so he could have said anything and it wouldn't have bummed me out. It's just, the wife's loose lips that was more concerning than anything else, but that's all right.
Tom, you said you weren't going to do the show as long as Piers was a judge, correct?
That's true. Because he would verbally defecate on comedians, and I didn't know if it would help my career. I knew it certainly could hurt my career, and I didn't want to roll the dice and see him shit on me and in front of 20 million people. So.
What was the premise like? I know you weren't huge, but you'd been doing it for a long time. Where you're like, sort of like, hey, I've been doing this for a while. I don't need to take this shit from him.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't want this guy in front of so many people, friends and family, to say nasty shit about your act, and that was really a risk when he was on. And also when Howard was on, we didn't know what kind of judge Howard would be, and we knew he wasn't going to pull any punches. But I also knew that he was a fan of good comics. Greg Fitzsimmons, dear friend of mine, the people that Howard likes, I like. So I just figured I was kind of in that wheelhouse, and so I said, if I'm going to do it, this is the year to do it. And I stepped in unicorn shit, and life is good.
How tough of a decision is it, though, to decide to do a show like this? Like, do certain comedians think, oh, you're a sellout, what are you doing that for? And how do you handle that on the circuit?
They used to. There were a couple of comics that did cruise ships, and they were called boat acts, and everyone crapped all over them. And then they realized how much the cruises paid. Everyone wanted to do it. Well, that's the same this year with America's Got Talent. In years past, comics didn't do well. This year, 2 comics made it to the semifinals, and one of them, was the runner-up. That's never happened. So now this year, the producers have already told me, because they came to our show in Vegas, they said that, by tenfold at least, they have so many more comedians going out for it this year. And that's in large part due to Howard's arrival.
Jay in Georgia, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how y'all doing? I just wanted to ask Tom. First off, Tom, I think you did great on AGT. I loved you, and I told friends and family, so you keep an eye on this guy. He's going to be the next up-and-coming big-time comedian you're going to hear a lot about. But I'm very familiar with your wife's comedy because I hear her all the time on Blue Collar Comedy Channel. And she talks about everything from dildos to coming. And so why does the conversation today's show upset you or your family or whatever? Her comedy is not clean comedy. I mean, it's not filthy comedy, but I mean, she talks about a lot on stage.
She does?
Well,
Now,
she had that bit about having the perfect penis at home in the
The
drawer
perfect penis
next to her bed.
yeah, that's her vibrator. Yeah.
I think I could answer. I think I could answer for Tom a little bit. It's one thing to tell a joke about the perfect penis. It's another to tell a story about your exact bent penis.
In front of a much bigger audience. Yes.
But good comedy, like you and your wife, well, your wife more so than I think than yours, maybe, and a lot of other big name comics is good comedy is based on real life.
Yeah.
So it's not just stuff you can make up in your brain. It's stuff you observe in your life or you do in your life, and that's what makes, in my opinion, anyway.